Only 20 miles separate Napoleon and Defiance high schools, but the rivalry fills the gap all the way down Highway 24 from midfield to midfield. 2 years ago at Buckenmeyer Stadium, the Wildcats won a come-from-behind 35-34 overtime thriller. Last season, host Defiance converted a late two-pointer on a Gibbs score to win 20-19. 1 point in each of the last 2 years had spelled the difference between who walked off the field 1-0 and who walked off 0-1. Tonight, both teams meet for the 104th time in the battle for the River Rock. The winner gets to keep the traveling trophy in their case and can boast bragging rights for at least one more year. Welcome aboard, everybody. The Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show is on the air. DCTV Sports. Brent Balbinot alongside the coach Chris Dale saying welcome to our first broadcast of the fall of 2026, and couldn't figure a better, not just ball game, but a rivalry to open up another seasons of high school sports. Coach, we're going to break this one down 6 ways from Sunday, but let's just go ahead and start with the overall rivalry. And in talking with both coaches, they both said the same thing. It is intense, but it is healthy. It's not a blood rivalry like maybe some others, but there's a ton of respect, and make no mistake about it, when that whistle sounds, they're going to go after each other like they're enemies from an old neighborhood.
Absolutely. I've been a part of this rivalry for 4 years as a player. As an assistant coach at Defiance for 12 years, I know what goes into this. I know what goes into the preparation, the sweat that these coaches are putting in, the kids are putting in. I know what the parents are feeling. I know all the smack talk that's going on. You know, a lot of them work in the same places with the two communities being so close. You're exactly right. It's healthy, but it's good. This is what we need for high school sports. It's great for the kids, win or lose, because it brings out the pride in the communities. And so many times people forget about that. They forget about what these kids do, and that when they go out into the communities, about, working, whatever it may be, cleaning up the parks. So it's healthy, but you know what? When the whistle blows,
it's time.
It's time. It's on. It's on.
We're going to get to your keys to the game a little bit later in the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show, but you and I were both talking, and I asked an open-ended question to both Coach Swery and Coach Rittenauer. Now, unfortunately, we had some audio problems, and we are unable to get Coach Swery's interview on. So, Coach, hopefully the trip up to the top level of the press box was a good pregame workout for you. We'll basically summarize what he said, but at the same time, both told me virtually the same thing off the air. Look, nobody grades out at 100% ever, even when you're at the end of the season and you're firing on all cylinders. But both quietly have said the same thing. Least amount of mistakes tonight.
Absolutely.
The team that makes the least amount of mistakes should feel good about their chances to walk off with a win. You agree?
Yeah, absolutely. And that margin might be 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
We think we know what's going to happen tonight. We think it's going to be a ground game. Okay, does that come down to a fumble? Does that come down to a penalty? Does that come down to maybe when you need to throw it, the quarterback making the wrong read, incomplete, 3rd down and long, or maybe an interception? Absolutely, it's going to come down to the essential of doing things right and making sure we limit those mistakes.
Well, and oftentimes, and especially at this level, the fan in row 70 might not catch this, but I've talked to coaches multiple times that said, you know what, 3rd and 18, and we get 10.
Right.
And there was like, why didn't you run a 19-yard route? And he goes, what that did was buy us 10 yards for our punter and help flip the field.
Yep.
Little wins. You're playing chess at this level, not just checkers.
And people don't realize you don't have many 3rd and 18 plays in your playbook. And I tell you one thing, with being a head coach for so many years, you surely don't practice that very often. You're going to work on 1st down, 2nd down, 3rd and manageable, 3rd and short, and not too many 3rd and 18s. So you're exactly right. It's about a thing called field position, giving yourself a chance, giving your offensive chance, giving your defensive chance to be successful.
Well, both teams' captains is there. You take a look at Defiance on the far side of the field. That would be the south side of Buckenmeyer Stadium. Defiance walking to midfield right now. Napoleon, their triumvirate of captains, meeting at midfield. They'll shake hands. We'll have the coin toss. So we will keep it here to see who wins the toss. most likely you win the toss here, and again, a feeling out process, you want the ball, though, don't you? You don't want to be on defense?
Yes. Week number 1, you want to set the tone right away. Big rivalry game. Even if you just get 2, 3, 4, first downs, you're setting the tone. Yep. You're taking some time off the clock. Obviously, you're moving the ball. So I think that's a great call. You win the flip. Let's take the ball. Let's take the rock.
There's an underwriter sponsorship I just thought of. If anyone want to sponsor the coin toss moving forward, we'll be more than happy to chat with an area business. But right now, handshakes, pleasantries. The head umpire explaining the rules of the game and the coin. The flip, Defiance calls it, and it looks like Napoleon has won. So let's wait and see, and they are deferring. Interesting. So Napoleon has won the coin toss, and they have deferred to receive to start the second half. So,
and that might go back to the strengths of what they've been doing, throughout the the preseason in their scrimmages. If he feels, Coach Swery feels that the defense is playing well, hey, why not? Let's give them a shot to slow that offensive down of Defiance, and let's get the ball and go down and score.
Well, our apologies to Coach Swery. He came up to the booth, and we did a good 5-minute pregame interview with him. And long story short, everything that we've just talked about is what he said he wants to see out of his team. So we're summarizing for him. Earlier this week, I also had a chance to stop out to a Defiance practice, talk with Coach Rittenauer, and our very first player profile of the season is going to be Jackson Becker, all 6'5.5" and 286 pounds, the left tackle / defensive lineman, one of the captains this year. I won't need to summarize. We'll hear from them in their own words. We're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, we'll hear from Coach Ritt. You're watching the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Welcome back. The Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show is on the air. It is our first broadcast of the new season, and how else could we possibly start it with the battle for the River Rock, as Napoleon is going to be hosting Defiance. It's just a short drive down 24, but a world of difference between the two schools. Somebody's going to get bragging rights for another season. Time for our player profile. Brent Balbinot saying thank you for joining us. Jackson Becker, was there ever any doubt who was going to start the season? How does it feel to be number one?
Oh, no, it feels great. Yeah, it feels great to be that one guy. And we got a lot of other guys who are up there with Chase Comiso and Jack Heinze kind of leading the way on the offense and defense also. We also got some young guys who have stepped up a lot this summer. So I feel pretty good about this game coming up on Friday.
So before we preview, let's rewind.
Yep.
Sound good? Last year into this year, what were some of the things you were working on to make yourself a better player?
Kind of staying low with my taller frame. Staying low was a hard thing, and using my weight and my strength to my advantage.
You're listed at 6'5", 283. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the bench?
315.
What's the squat?
525.
What's your favorite rep?
Oh.
Or do you have one?
It's neither, though. I like cleaning. I like hang cleaning. Yeah.
Okay. For me, it was always decline bench. So easy to get more weight on the bar for the decline bench. Skill set-wise, what's been the biggest improvement for you?
Kind of my hands. My hands last year weren't as strong. They were kind of late. So this year I've been trying to get them on quicker, get them stronger, get the punches out as fast as I can.
How practice has gone? I know Coach Ritt was telling me he came to you. I don't want to say challenged you, but let you know you needed to be a leader this year.
Yeah.
What was his expectation for you?
The expectation is obviously be the best you can, no matter what, and chase perfect. Nobody will ever be perfect, but if you chase perfection, you'll reach the top.
And you hit perfection once in a while, don't you? Is that what keeps you coming back?
Yeah.
How much better has this team been since the start of two-a-days?
No, it's been a giant leap. At the first 2 days, we were struggling getting to the line, figuring out formations, route trees, and all that, struggling to hit the hole. Once we got towards the end, getting to the scrimmages, I feel like all that insurance came back to us, and we were able to, hit the holes harder, hit the routes faster, hit harder, and do our assignments correctly.
You play on both sides of the ball, so is it more fun to move a grown man against his will or to beat somebody up coming off the edge?
I prefer both. Whatever I can do to manhandle a guy.
So let's talk a little bit about grades. Student athlete is the term, and if you don't stay eligible, you don't stay in uniform. What's your GPA?
I believe last year I ended up with 4-1.
Okay. Taking any honors courses?
No, I'm taking college classes right now through DC. Yep.
Holy cow. So with that said, I don't want to get too far out in advance here, but let's stay with football for right now, because you said, you've got 5, maybe half a dozen offers right now?
Yep.
Is that the plan to play at the next level?
Yep. Move on to the next level.
You haven't decided yet.
Nope.
You don't need to right now. You'll be styling in the cap and gown about this time next year.
Yeah.
Let's talk about goals specifically for this football team. Do you guys openly talk about them?
Oh, yeah. Obviously, we talk about beating Napoleon, getting that River Rock back to Defiance for another year. But one we started this year was Coach Rubio brought it up to the coaches, was we never said it, but win the WBL, go on and compete for that championship for the WBL title. So that's one we've kind of brought in. So we're looking not only throughout the summer at just Napoleon, but all other 9 games.
So let's go ahead and talk about this one. That's the most important one on the schedule. Happens to be the season opener. It's really the only out-of-conference game that you're going to have this season. What's going to be the key to beat Napoleon?
The key has been the past couple of years when they won and we've won was out physical in each other. Physicality, this game, high emotions, everything. But the guy who can stay physical through all 4 quarters usually came out on top.
Wear them out, beat them down?
Yep.
All right. Good luck to you, not just tonight, but the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Jackson Becker, our player profile. Don't you go anywhere. We're back with more of the starting lineups and the keys to the game. You're watching the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Welcome back. The Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues. Our thanks going out to Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, located on North Clinton Streets in downtown Defiance. Always check out their great selection of new, or if you're a poor sportscaster, used vehicles on the lot. They've got a ride for everybody. Our thanks going out to Estill Chevrolet Cadillac. You can also check out their selection online at drivebobestill.com. Time for the inaugural, and you are sponsored this year, sir. The Elks is sponsoring our coach's pregame show. Coach Rittenauer joining us right now. How does it feel to finally have some money behind you?
Oh, it's an honor, great honor to be here. It's a real special feeling.
I think I heard Brittany Mueller say she's going to rustle up a special steak just for you. We'll hold her to that, right?
Yeah, well, let's make sure it's after victory first. I don't know if I want to.
That's right. Well, we won't do it until it's time to celebrate.
That's right.
Well, first things first, it is the start of a new season. So before we preview Napoleon, let's rewind. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, no problem.
All right, last year into this year, obviously some changes. This is a different looking team from last season as well. Some guys graduated, some guys decided not to go out. You've had plenty of two-a-days. You're now a full couple weeks of practice, contact practice underneath your belt. How's this group looking?
You know, I think we've been pretty, solid. I'll use solid, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but, if you look at our practices, I thought all of our practices were, I thought they were above average, but, there's always dips.
Sure.
But, we haven't had really high highs and we haven't had really low lows. And I remember all those years, as a coach and Coach Beauty and Coach Dales and all those guys, they would always, if you're consistent, we know what you got.
Sure.
And I think we've had some good consistency in our practices. We've had ups and downs, but, I thought the energy's been there and the kids, getting after it. And really, that's what camp is all about. There's got to be some difficulty in the camp. That's how football is different than any other sport, and the fact that there's going to be difficulty. You're going to get punched in the mouth. Mm-hmm. You're going to get knocked down. And the only way to simulate that before you play is you got to have those grinding out practices.
We could do a whole hour just on the new faces. We're going to hear from Jackson Becker, senior captain, O-lineman. He kind of breaks it down a little bit for us. Obviously, Gibbs is gone. I've never seen a young man that could turn a simple stretch play instead of 3 and 4, all of a sudden busting it for a 50-yard touchdown run. He was a big play, but You still have Comiso back. There's still some other talent. Break down the offensive side of the football for us.
On offense, we got to start. Obviously, we got a new quarterback with Jack Foster, and Jack has worked his tail off. I mean, he's progressed, and we won't really know until we see him under the lights at Friday. But I thought he's handled his poise pretty well. Obviously, we got Comiso back there, but we've got some other new faces. We've got Mason Nort back there. We've got Isaiah Montez. You're going to see a host, and not to get into all the specifics, but we've got some new faces. Up front, we've got some guys battling for that guard, Tucker Kopenhofer and Caleb Cooper, and we've got some other guys. Tanner Kopenhofer got a little brother going right there. But we've got so many faces, but at the same time, a lot of these guys actually played. I think at one time we were starting 5 freshmen on defense last year, and probably 3 or 4 offense. And and it's not the Napoleon game, but we do have some experience coming back. But nothing. We won't know what type of team this is probably until week 3. Obviously, we want to run the football, and we know we need to be more balanced. We have to throw the ball. We've got to be able to throw the ball, not when we have to, but when we want to, just to keep defenses honest. And they're going to load the box. We know what Napoleon's going to do. They're going to be physical. They're going to load the box, and they're going to make us one-dimensional. And we've got to keep them honest. They've got some real dogs, as Coach Strock would say. I like to think we do too, though.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be a great game. It always is. It's a great game.
Let's start on the defensive side now, or switch to the defensive side, I should say. They're a little bit of a throwback. They're a hybrid wing T style offense, and they are ground and pound this year. Parsons is expected at quarterback to use his legs a lot more, and I don't want to say draws plays up in the dirt, but the kid can improvise. I watched their practice earlier this week for a good 3 hours. I don't know how you block for him, except you just hold your man, because you almost always have to count on him cutting back. Grohl is well established. So here's the question. How do you keep him in between the hash marks?
Get 16 guys on defense. We got to keep them in front of us. Keep them in front of us, great pursuit angles. But, defense comes down to heart and emotion. And we've got to get out there and we've got to attack. Parsons he's dangerous. He's out there, and that's the improv is what scares you as a defensive coach and as a head coach, is you can't really stop that guy. So we have to be aggressive, and we've been telling our kids, defense, it's all. You got to play with great passion, and you got to play with energy, and you got to solve your problems with violence.
I would also guess too, keep your head up.
Yes,
if
sir.
you don't see what you're hitting against these guys, they're blowing right past you.
Yeah. I mean, in Grohl, like I said, we've talked before. Grohl is a typical Napoleon running back. He's not gonna go down with the first hit. We got to kill the engine. We got to gang tackle him and swarm, and we got to make him earn every play. With Parsons, with the quarterback, we got to keep him in front of us, and then hopefully if we send some pressure every now and then, we can get at him and cause a distraction and hopefully disrupt what they're trying to do.
Look, nobody ever grades out at 100%, especially in the season opener. But as open-ended as I can ask here, just what do you want to see out of your team tonight?
Well, first and foremost, I want to see a team that doesn't quit. I want to see a team that battles all 4 quarters. And I want to see a team that gets after it and attacks and keeps being physically tough, fighting. I want to see that fighting spirit and that Defiance football has always been known for. And win or lose, we want to make sure that people leave saying, hey, you got to beat Defiance. They're not going to lay down. And I know our kids won't do that, but play mistake-free, even though we know that's not going to happen. Limit the penalties and just put ourselves in an opportunity that we can win the ball game.
Nothing left to do but go ahead and strap this one on, right?
Oh, yes, you know it. It's going to be a slobber knocker.
Coach, best of luck to you, not just tonight, but all season long. Looking forward to covering your program.
Oh, well, thank you. We're looking forward to it.
Coach Ritt, he is sponsored this year, our Elks Club Coaches pregame show. We're going to take a quick time out. We're back with more of the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show right after this. We're going to hear from our player profile, Jackson Becker. You're watching DCTV. welcome you back to Napoleon, the national anthem, courtesy of the Napoleon Marching Band, and our thanks going out to our underwriter, the Defiance County Veterans Office. Proud to connect veterans and veterans' families with services that they qualify for. Now, the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues. Brent Balbinon alongside the coach, Chris Dales. We heard from Coach Ritt. We heard from Jackson Becker. Time now for our keys to the game. Brought to you by Northwest State Community College. The key to a great career starts with a great education. Check out how you can get yours at Northwest State Community College. All right, let's go ahead and start with the hosts first, the Napoleon Wildcats. What do they need to do to walk out of here 1-0 tonight, Coach?
Well, this is what I'm seeing. They have a veteran quarterback back with a lot of experience, playoff experience. I'm going to say this. The first thing they got to do is they got to get their athletes the ball in space. And it all starts with him. How, delivering the ball to him out there, maybe some draws, maybe some screens. But I think that's going to be crucial to keep Defiance's defense off balance, but get your athletes the ball in space. Then the second thing for Napoleon is they got to stop Defiance's run game. I think Defiance is going to come in and they want to pound it. If they run 10 plays, they want to run it 8 plays. And they're going to have to be able to stop them. And what do I mean by stop them? They need to put Defiance in 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6. If they're 3rd and 3, 4, I think the advantage goes to Defiance without a doubt.
On the flip side for the visiting Bulldogs and head coach Rittenauer and company, keys for them.
Well, number one thing is I think they got to win the turnover battle. Week number 1 is so important about securing the football in every fashion of the game. Offense, even on defense, special teams. So I think if Defiance can win that turnover battle, if they can create a turnover, and then they can either get good field position, or if they can obviously get a score, I think that's going to help them. That's number 1. Number 2, we've already been talking about it. Coaches have been talking about it. They want to establish the run game. They want to get, a good 3-4 yards on each play that they are running the ball, put themselves in 3rd and short, 3 or 4, and I think it's going to be very manageable for them. And then that will also throw in a little bit of play action that I think that will help them. So I feel those are the keys for these guys to be successful tonight.
Those are the keys to the game, brought to you by Northwest State Community College. Key to a great career begins with a great education at Northwest State Community College. We're still about 7 minutes away from kickoff. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we will have the Baker Schindler Company starting lineups. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Discover top quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
We welcome you back to Buckenmeyer Stadium at Napoleon. The clock winding down. The lights are on. The sky is a little dark to the southeast here, but this area was absolutely drenched about 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours ago, with a system that just popped out of nowhere. It has made it a little bit more humid, also made the field a little greasy. I was watching the players during the warm-ups trying to get their footing down, but at least as of right now, no other rain scheduled, although what's the joke? The weatherman is only taking his best educated guess, but we anticipate this one being played in dry conditions for the remainder of the night. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Baker Schindler Company starting lineups, the top 11 for both these two teams. And let's start. We know that Defiance is going to have the ball. They lost the toss. Napoleon won, but deferred. So the Bulldog offense will take the field to begin the ball game. And this is the starting 11. that Coach Rittenauer and company will put on the field. Marcelo Rota, a 5'10", 180-pound senior tight end, the big man at left tackle. His job, protect the backside of sophomore quarterback Jack Fowler, 6'5", 283-pound senior Jackson Becker. Tyler Koppenhofer, 5'8", 200 pounds, senior guard. Jack Heinze, he's got plenty of experience, 5'11", and a 260-pound senior. He's also very mobile. At the right side, Caleb Cooper, 5'7", 170 and a junior. And at right tackle, Logan Schmunk, 6'2", 245 and a junior. So they do have a little bit of beef up front. At quarterback, again, Colt Ward elected not to go out this season. So Jack Foster, a 6'2", 190-pound sophomore. Coach will not only get his first start, but he will get it in the biggest rivalry game of both these two teams' seasons. Mason Nort, when he's in, when they go with a two-back set, will be your fullback / off-back at 5'8", $175. And Chase Comiso, he'd rather run through you than around you. A very physical, low-to-the-ground style runner. He's 5'10", $180. At the split end, it will be TJ Burris, a 5'6", 140-pound junior. In the slot, Xander Bloomfield, 6 foot, $170 and a junior. And on the other side, at wideout, Reed Rollison, 6'1", $170 and a sophomore. Coach, you noticed it's a very interesting mix. A few seniors, a lot of underclassmen with a junior sprinkled in here or there. This is going to be very interesting because a lot of these youngsters are getting their baptism by fire.
Yeah, you look at the offensive line, and it's senior dominated. And, with being, a college offensive lineman for 4 years, I know the importance of the offensive line. It's so incredibly important to get your young people off to a good start, to protect them. And, of course, got to open up those holes for number 10 out there.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the Wildcat defense. Napoleon won the toss, but elected to start on defense. So this is what they'll send onto the field. They go with a 3-man front. Now, they will rotate a lot of different jersey numbers in, but Charlie Guile, a 6'1", $187 junior, will be at one end. Santino Schindley, 5'8", $185 and a sophomore at nose guard. Spencer Durham, 6'5", 222 and a senior. There's going to be another that I wasn't basically given as far as starters goes. There will be one defensive tackle mixed in there. Now we've got Max Swihart, 5'11" and $155, a senior at one linebacker. Ignacio Corona, 5'8", $176, the other linebacker. Cover 4, Max Shadle at one corner, 5'11", $177 and a senior. Nolan Bickle, 5'10", $152, a junior. Your strong safety is Max Koppenhofer, 5'11", $160 and a sophomore. And Kelby Parsons, you want your best athletes on the field. Doesn't matter if you're playing quarterback, you're needed at free safety, young man, the 6'2", $166 senior.
Absolutely, and I think what you're going to see here is you're probably going to see a lot of zone coverage, either cover 3 or cover 4. Why? Keep everything in front of you, prevent the big plays, don't let anybody behind you.
We are getting ready, just minutes away from the kickoff for the 2026 Ohio High School State football season. Our thanks going out to Superior Credit Union. Superior Credit Union, our underwriter for this season football kickoffs. Defiance in their traveling white jerseys with the blue lettering and numerals and the silver trousers. Napoleon in their home blue uniforms with the white lettering and numerals with the red trim and the white trousers. They've been banging on each other for the last 2 months. As every coach will tell you, it's time to hit somebody else.
Yeah, people don't understand that. You just get tired of seeing the same old people. And the thing is, you get the same look every time out. Now you're going to get a different look, and you got to be able to adjust to that. So we'll see how well the coaching staffs on both sides do to adjusting to what they do to each other.
Getting set for kickoff and doing the honors, it will be Jax Rocha kicking from left to right on your screen. Standing deep, waiting for Defiance to break their huddle around their coaches on the far sideline. We should see TJ Burris and probably Owen Fry standing deep for the Bulldogs.
The key thing is on kickoff is field the ball. Field the ball. Don't let it bounce around. Don't let it get past you. Field it cleanly and get what you can get. And then, of course, cover it up. Cover the rock.
Burris is indeed standing deep. And, of course, a number not on our roster, number 37. We'll try and track him down. We'll see if either one of them get an opportunity for a return. Whistle sounds. Ball is in the air, and Buckenmeyer Stadium is open for business on a Friday night. Burris fields it on a hop down the near sideline. Nifty move and a fine return out to about the 27, 28-yard line.
Nice job by that young man of fielding the ball. He picked it up on one bounce, and he got anywhere about 10 or 15 yards on that. He didn't let it bounce any more around. That's what I was exactly talking about. Gives Defiance good field position.
Rogers kickoff is returned by number 1.
So they will say officially they're putting it at the 22?
No. First and 10 at their own 29.
29.
I was going to say 29.
Good return.
My eyes haven't gone that bad on me lately.
Good return.
Plenty of field at their back, and here comes the young sophomore, Jack Foster, stepping into the shoes of Colt Ward from last year, Brez Zippel from a couple seasons earlier. He'll operate out of the pistol. A little bit of a counter, straight up the gut. And that's just testing your front line. Mason Nort moving forward for a pickup about 2 or 3.
Definitely. Defiance wanted to do a little bit deceiving. They went with a little bit of jet motion to get the defense to move. Napoleon did move, but then they ran the inside zone, and Napoleon did a nice job of sniffing out the inside zone.
So they're going to call that a gain of 4. Charlie Guile made the tackle for the Wildcats, but that's winning first down.
That is.
Second and reasonable, 6. Ball rests on the near hash mark. Split backs. Again, out of that pistol formation. Foster barking out the signals. He'll send a man in motion. That's Rhoda. Handoff. Nothing doing in between the tackles. Nice job to bump it to the outside. A lot of room to roam as he's out to the 45-yard line. Chase Comiso, we were talking about how he'd rather run through you than around you. He does have a second gear.
And Defiance set that up. That was a counter play. They pulled the backside tackle and the backside guard. Nice counter play. They got Napoleon really flowing hard to the field, and then they countered back. Good play design by Defiance.
Out at the 45-yard line. Picking up a first down. Ball rests on the far hash. Strong side to the right. Long count. This is going to be a designed QB draw. Foster testing the waters, and not much there. As a matter of fact, he isn't just tackled, he is surrounded and dropped hastily. Now, I'm not sure where they're going to say his forward progress stopped, but not much happening there.
We call that the insert or the old-fashioned isolation. And they just led with the back up, and the quarterback just followed the back. And the guy looks like 3 to 4 yards on that, so not bad for first down.
Zach Barton filling the gap. And they're going to give him a gain of 3. So still brings up second down and 7. And oof. Somebody got beat off the snap, and tough sledding when there's no snow. He's going to be lucky to say no gain on that play.
We call that play the power play. They pulled the backside guard up into the hole, and what Napoleon did is they fouled the pulling guard, and that's where they were able to get penetration to limit Defiance's success on that play.
So bring up third down and 5. This is one of those tweener situations. Is it a passing or a running down?
You know what? I would run it, and I'd tell my offensive coordinator, you got 2 downs to get it.
Okay. Going to move the man in motion. Rhoda from the far to the near side. Sweep, and somebody busted it up, but Comiso staying on his feet. Boy, it took 4 or 5 contacts to drop him, but he's going to be hit for a loss of about 5 or 6 on the play.
Great effort by that young man just to keep those legs turning, but give Napoleon's defense, they were flying to the ball. And I tell you, I think Napoleon might have got away with a couple horse collars right there, at least from this advantage, but great job, and looks like Defiance is in punt formation.
They are going to bring on the punt. Now, I had a chance to stop out of practice earlier this week, and I can tell you Marcelo Rhoda can flip a field. He was booming, and I mean hang time, not just distance. Low snap, return is on, and 2-yard line.
What a critical mistake by Napoleon. You have to field the ball in that situation, or you got to back up and be able to catch it and get something out of it. Great punt by Defiance.
It had plenty on it. It had just enough hang time that I think it was Kopenhofer that was back to return it. Coach, he just didn't get a beat on that ball, so he pulled off.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? What you love about that is I hope kids are watching TV, watching college games. They're sprinting down there and they hit it back for that next guy. You got to love that.
So 1st and 10, and let's call it really their own 1. There couldn't be more green between Napoleon and the end zone than they have right now. Parsons, tight stack, hands off, and this is just trying to get a little bit of breathing room.
Good smart play by Napoleon. Looks like a little bit of isolation play off tackle, and you're exactly right. Just trying to get a little bit of room to operate your offense.
Well, between Parsons and Hayden Grohl, they are going to be Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid this season. It is a 1-2 punch. They aren't going to be very flashy, Coach. We're lining up. Here's our power. Stop us if you can.
Gotta love it. That's the name of the game. They're not going to try to outthink anybody. Let your players do it for you.
Still deep in their own territory. Parsons barking out the signals. It's going to be a pitch in the end zone. And did he get past the goal line? Defiance thinks they've got a safety. I don't see one officially being signaled by either line judge, and he just barely, and I mean barely, got back across the goal line.
Maybe 2 inches. Maybe 2 inches. Great swarming defense by Defiance. Defiance is in an odd front, and they're able to get to the pursuit on the outside.
A loss of 3, and if it had been 3.5, it would have been a safety. Normally, you would say passing down, but in this situation, I think you're just trying to buy your punter a little bit of extra room, aren't you?
Definitely. Let's just get off tackle. Let's get 2 or 3 yards. Let's be smart about it. You don't want to force any turnovers down here.
Bringing out a full backfield. It's going to be Blake Ryman at fullback. They're going to hand it off, and this is a tough kid, and he literally bulldozes his way out to about the 5.
Good defensive stance by Defiance. Good job.
Number 45, Ryman.
That's exactly what they want to do. They got the ball down there. They got Napoleon pinned. Now they're able to flip the field. Just one simple punt is probably a 30-yard difference for Defiance.
Do you come after him here?
Oh, heck yeah. Why not? Absolutely. What do you got to lose? Okay. He's basically going to be standing on the end line.
There's 2 men back to return. This is a
There it
high
is.
one,
There
and
it
it's
is.
out of
Safety.
bounds. It's
There
going
you
to
go.
be a safety anyway.
Yep, special teams.
Napoleon snap.
That was tough. He tried his best to field it, but
Safety.
So at the 6:15 mark in the first quarter, Defiance was 1 inch away from a safety. 1 snap of the football ago. They get it anyway.
you know, I'm going to say something here. That might not have been a bad thing. 2 points compared to maybe 7 points, because Defiance was going to get really good field position, with that. So maybe Napoleon can just regroup. They've only given up 2 points, a field goal. They can go ahead. So we'll see what happens.
So Ignacio Corona was unable to bring down the snap. And at the 6:15 mark of the first quarter, Defiance's special teams sets up the safety 3 snaps later.
And that's considered a turnover.
Yep.
And what was I talking about? You got to win the turnover battle. +1 for Defiance.
So 2-0. If you had that on your bingo card, congratulations. And you get the ball back.
Absolutely. And good field position.
Correct, because the ball will now be spotted at the 20.
Take the free kick for Napoleon.
Now at the high school level, the free kick can come in a number of different ways. It can at the pro and college levels too.
Yep.
Though you see many choose to punt when they're a little bit older and bigger. But in this situation, they're going to tee it up, and Jax Rocha will take a long approach. Low, very good kick. Burris will field it at his own 29. He's got a ton of room down the near sideline and a little bit of green across midfield and into Wildcat territory to about the 47-yard line.
Nice kick by Napoleon. Great return with Defiance. You guys did a really nice job of getting on their blocks and sustaining their blocks for a good return, and they're across the 50 and see what Defiance can do.
First down and 10.
It almost sounds Hollywood-esque to say you got to score on this offensive series when it's this early in the game and you already are up 2-0. But you don't get this type of starting field position very often.
There's a thing called momentum. And right now, Defiance definitely has that momentum. Let's keep this thing going and let's take advantage of it.
Ball rests on the near hash. 6:10 left to go first quarter. Defiance with a 2-0 lead, but looking for more with excellent field position on their second offensive series. Foster with a long count. Doesn't even take a step drop. Deals it out. Rollison down the near sideline. That is yards after the catch. You talked about getting the ball to your athletes in space, and that's what Defiance just did.
And they kept it simple. That's just a simple stop route. It was a simple read for the young quarterback. And you know what? If he makes a bad throw, you throw it to the sideline and nothing hurt. So smart play for Defiance to get the young quarterback his feet wet.
Almost picked him up a first down, a gain of 9.
They did get a first down.
Oh, they're going to give it to him. Make it
him.
10.
Yep.
All right.
Good smart play on first down.
That's not bad for an average per completion, is it?
Let's keep it going.
So a 10-yard completion makes it 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Actually, it'd be about a 12-yard completion. Handoff. Camaso hit once, keeping those legs grinding. This was one of the keys that the Napoleon coaches just screamed bloody murder on when I stopped out at practice on Tuesday. Coach, you can't hit Chase Camaso high and expect to bring him down.
Yeah, without a doubt. And Napoleon did a nice job. They went low on him. They tackled him really nice. But the thing is, they're not making contact until 3 or 4 yards.
Yep.
You know, that's the problem, because he is going to turn another yard or two for sure. And Defiance just ran a simple isolation play right there and got a good 3 yards.
2nd down. And manageable. At the 31. Rolling out. Foster, there's a flag in the backfield. Fires, completes it to his man inside the 20. At about the 19-yard line, but this one may be coming back, and holding is the call.
Yeah, it definitely was, and that's called a sprint out, and Defiance sprinted out to the field with the trips receivers, and that's really tough because the linemen are flying, the defensive linemen are flying, and if your hands get outside, which would happen, they're going to call it, and they threw the yellow flag.
So instead of a first down, it will march the other way. First penalty of the ball game. This is sponsored by Service Master by McCann. You need to clean up. They're the people to call. Boy, that ends up being about a 20-yard difference instead of a 10-yard gain, marching the other way.
Yeah, it's because of where it took place at, and Defiance is going to have to go to work here. Just get a little bit back right here.
From their own 41, it will be 2nd and 17. Foster's going to hand off. Straight up the gut. And that's a healthy gain back to about the 35. Boy, tell you what, a lot of punching, scratching, clawing. It's a lot of extracurricular activity after that whistle sounds.
Defiance is in the spread. They're in the shotgun, but they just ran an old-fashioned, what we call 30-31 trap. Backside guard pulls and kicks the next man out. You don't see that too much out of a spread, but what it does is it really puts a lot of stress on the D-line and linebackers. Good job for Defiance.
Picks up about 6 there, make it 3rd down and 12. You got to figure Defiance is in 4-down territory here.
But yeah, definitely.
And boy, they are overloading near side, and now they'll send Rhoda to the far side.
Looks like there's some confusion out there.
There is a bit. Everybody set. Burris in motion. Foster straight drop. Good protection. Firing across the middle and in and out. That was a interception by Max Shadle, and he looks skyward. He can't believe he dropped that football.
Let's put that play in our memory banks right there, Mr. Balbanoff. I'm going to tell you right now, okay, that should have been an interception all the way. That wasn't a very good read on the quarterback. He should have thrown it away or ran it, and Defiance came away with a break right there. Napoleon's got to capitalize on that because I really feel turnovers are going to be huge.
Well, again, I'm not sure what he thought he saw there, but he threw into double, almost triple coverage.
All I saw was a bunch of dark jerseys. That's what I saw.
And look at this. They are electing to punt.
Okay, they're going to try to pin him again. Let the defense go to work.
Well, it worked. Rhoda with a beauty standing back at his own goal line, and coffin corner, he shanks this one. It's out of bounds, probably around the 22, 23-yard line. Where's the line judge going? He was going for the ball. He's got to mark it, and he's coming out to the 24. It could have been a lot worse for Napoleon.
Yeah, definitely. And, on another side note, I never quite understand what these referees see and how they do that. For sure that ball went out of bounds a lot sooner than that. I don't know exactly what they're seeing, so I think that Napoleon caught a break, and here we go.
1st and 10 from their own 24. It's 23 yards better than their first offensive series. Parsons, he is incredibly mobile. A lot of quick hitters. You'll see a ton of stuff from Napoleon's offense. Running a little bit of a counter here, dancing into the second level, and I believe that's number 9, Kopenhofer. It is. And he picks up a gain of what, about 5 there?
Yeah, nice play by Napoleon. They're under center, and they ran a little what they call jet motion, and they ran the jet sweep. They handed off to the wing back to try to get outside, and he cut it up for a good 5-yard gain.
That is what, again, Coach Tyler Swery told me before we did our pregame interview tonight. He goes, we've got to win first or second down.
Yeah.
Because we are not built for third and long.
Yep.
And third and long would be like 7 or 8.
Yep. Here we go. Looks like third and about 3. Napoleon went back to a simple isolation play. And when I mean isolation, one running back needs to go and block the linebacker. Isolate him, and then the running back cuts off of that lead blocker and try to get whatever they can. And third and manageable. Looks like 2.
Well, again, as a wing hybrid, they will fold the Y, or basically the tight end, in as a glorified fullback sometimes, but the ball is fumbled off the snap, and we'll never know what that play was supposed to be, but that is going to put gray hairs on your head as a coaching staff.
Yeah, it looks like he pulled out too soon, and Napoleon's just lucky just to keep the ball on that, and wow, they got lucky on that.
Yep.
Those are the things that kill your drive.
So here's Rocha on to punt. Burris standing deep and trying to get a number to see who's with him. Ooh, and this one shanked. Will it even get to midfield? Roughly midfield where we're standing, but it all depends on what the depth perception of the line judge is, and he's going to mark it back.
There's the
at about the 7-yard line. Is that fair?
And here's the thing. During two-a-days in camp, you never know how your special teams are because nobody goes live, and it drives me nuts. So the first time that you actually see a real live rush and a real live people coming at you in return is week number 1 and puts a little stress on those punters, and we're seeing that, at least on the Napoleon side.
Again, excellent field position for Defiance for their third offensive series with 2 minutes and 2 seconds left to go in the first quarter. The only score between both these teams, a defensive score, or more special teams miscue. Muffed punt in the end zone by the Wildcats for a safety. Foster hands the ball off. Left side, falling forward, gain of about 2.
Okay, now here's what you're seeing now. Napoleon's playing what we call a 3-5-3. They got 3 down guys. They got 5 linebackers on the field and 3 DBs. They right now are daring Defiance to throw the ball. Defiance coaches need to see that the outside is going to be free. Just simple stops, simple goes on the outside will be free.
Blake Ryman is the other middle linebacker that we didn't have specifically identified for the pregame. Delayed handoff. The timing was a little off there as trying to get to the near edge and turn it. A little something out of nothing, but Camaso, you just saw the footwork wasn't quite there.
We've seen that play now twice. That's a counter play. They're pulling the backside guard and the backside H-back, and they're giving it to Camaso. What they're seeing is they're seeing Napoleon overload their extra backer to the strength, and they're trying to counter back, and Defiance is trying to take advantage of it. They're third and manageable. We'll see if it's 2-down territory for them.
3rd and 5, under a minute left to go in the first quarter. Ball rests at the Wildcat 42. Out of the pistol. Figure again, as Coach mentioned, 4-down territory. Just firing it out, near side, quick flare. Rollison, best to tackle. It's a foot race to the end zone. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Exactly what I said. Just a simple stop pattern for the Bulldogs. Oh, we got something going on here? Must have stepped out of bounds.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't see the sideline official make the call, but they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. They will spot the ball at the 28-yard line.
Okay.
So instead of a 42-yard touchdown, it will go for about a 12-yard completion.
Yep. But Defiance is fit. They're finding out what Napoleon's doing. Like I said, they are stacking the box so the outsides are really light, especially at the corners.
This will be the 6th play of the drive. Handoff, Camaso hit, goes back against the grain. Again, he's the type, he's not going to try and bust it to the outside. He's going to go north-south and just try and make positive yards. And right there you saw him make something out of nothing.
Here's what I like. Defiance went back to another play. We've seen this now twice. This is a power play. Pull the backside guard up into the hole, letting Camaso follow the backside guard. I like what Defiance is doing. They're staying simple. They're pounding, and they're taking what Napoleon's giving them on the outside.
Well, what could have been no gain turns into a gain of 4. It will be 2nd and 6, and that will be the final play of the first quarter. They'll flip ends of the field. Bulldogs threatening, not quite into the red zone, but they lead it 2-0 on a muffed punt on Napoleon's very first offensive series. That's the only scoring between both teams. We'll take a quick timeout. Back with more. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Meet Tony Santaloni. Together, he and his wife Kiki are real estate developers. The Santaloni chose Citizens National Bank for their real estate loans and business banking.
Without Citizens National Bank, there's $100 million of transactions I've done in the last 20 years that flat would not have happened. And I've never felt like I've gone to work a day in my life because I've always enjoyed these relationships. And that's what this bank does better than anybody, is relationship building.
Learn more about how Citizens National Bank is building businesses one relationship at a time at CMBO.
We welcome you back to Napoleon and Buckenmeyer Stadium. Battle for the River Rock, 104 years. Defiance and Napoleon have been meeting on the gridiron for not just the traveling trophy, but bragging rights. Right now, Defiance leading 2-0. They switch ends of the field, a fresh 12 minutes put on the scoreboard clock. It's 2nd and 6. Defiance from the Napoleon 24, and we've got all kinds of laundry on this play.
Yeah, boy, going back to the first quarter, though, for the most part, it was a clean quarter, all but one mistake by Napoleon, and it cost him 2 points. You know, both teams are battling, both teams are hitting. Defiance just got to stay on track. And Napoleon, they got to get on track.
Second holding call of the ball game for Defiance.
Yeah, and here's what happened on that. Napoleon is starting to bring pressure. Okay, so they blitzed the middle linebacker, and you could see the guard reaching for him. Anytime you reach, no matter if you get cloth or not, they're going to probably throw the yellow flag.
Service master by McCann. With laundry on the field, they can clean up whatever mess you need. You don't need to. You're meticulous. I've been in your house before.
Absolutely. I don't think I've ever had a holding call, even in college. I think I am 0 for 0.
Okay. I wish I knew if we could call somebody to verify that.
I got people you can call.
2nd and 16. Trying to get a little something off. Was that a draw? And just north-south, trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be a little short. This is going to bring up 3rd and what? Roughly about 12?
Interesting. Defiance went back to the trap. Now you're starting to see them hit plays now for the second time, and Napoleon was waiting on it. Someone had a miscue because no one blocked the middle linebacker on that.
This will be the 7th play of the drive. It's going to be 3rd and 14 from the 32-yard line.
Let's see if Defiance attacks the perimeter.
Jack Foster has not taken a true drop. He's had 2 pass attempts, and they've both been hot routes.
Yep.
Literally catch and throw to Reed Rollison. They'll take a 2-step drop here. Coverage is good. Down the far sideline. Oh, there's going to be an offensive interference penalty. It will go up for a touchdown for the time being, but we'll wait and see if this one's coming back.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Yep, it's coming back.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what it looked like from up here.
Yep.
That's a good call.
Rollison did what he needed to probably prevent an interception, also hauled it in. So in all seriousness, even though if you're a Defiance fan, you think that's probably one that should stay in your pocket, at the very least, it prevented a change of possession.
And here's the thing. He's a sophomore. He's got to learn just to go straight up. He's definitely got the height advantage. He's definitely got the up advantage over Napoleon's defender. Just go straight up. Nothing bad's going to happen. But when you extend those arms, that's what I saw. Yellow flags are flying.
So this will march him way back. Another service master by McCann penalty. Third, and we'll call it a country mile. 29 from the 47-yard line. Burris in motion near to far side. Foster straight drop, not much of a rush. He's going to heave this one down the middle of the field. Tip drill to himself, and it is intercepted. Hauled in by number 3, and that is Kelby Parsons, quarterback to quarterback, for our first true turnover of the ball game.
All right, young quarterback here. What you need to tell them on that, they were trying to run what we call post pattern. You say your guy or nobody. That ball should have been overthrown by another 5 yards with the good coverage right there. But at least Napoleon's backed up. That is the one good thing.
It's almost the equivalent of a punt, isn't it?
Maybe even better because you're inside the 10.
They'll back it up to their own 7. So 2 out of their first 3 offensive series, Napoleon has started within their own 10-yard line. Playbook gets a little smaller that deep in your own territory.
Does.
Parsons sends a man in motion. He's going to keep the ball. And good open field tackle to wrap and drop down, hit him low, and take his legs away from him by Daniel Orta. If he doesn't make that tackle, Parsons is off to the races.
You know, interesting. Napoleon went to the gun, I think, the first time all night. It's not exactly the best place to go into the gun where you're at, but here's the key. Here's the key. They wanted to get Kelby the ball.
Yep.
That's what they're doing. That's why they put him in the gun.
Gain of 2, make it second down. Check that. Gain of 1. Second down and 9 from the 8. Clock continues to run. 9:54 and counting first half. Handoff goes to Grohl. He had over 1,600 yards on the ground last season. He's barely had any opportunities so far tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like a Napoleon just run a real simple dive play up the middle just to keep things simple, trying to bust it. And Defiance is right there to sniff it out. Looks like we got 3rd and 6.
Again, how open is your playbook here if you're Napoleon?
Yeah, I don't know. I would think that it would be fairly open with a veteran quarterback back.
Again, he makes plays with his feet. Not to say that he can't pass, but you won't see him take a 7-step drop. He will be on the move. Roll the lone back. Parsons under center, and we're going to have a timeout.
Good call. Good call. Want to see what Defiance is going to do, what coverage we're going to get.
Let's go ahead and take a quick timeout here with 9:05 left to go first half. Defiance 2, Napoleon nothing. You're watching DCTV Sports. Back at Napoleon. Crucial situation here for both teams. 3rd and 5 from their own 12-yard line. Again, 2 of their first 3 offensive series for Napoleon have started inside their own 10. The only score between both these teams came on a miscue on special teams, a muff snap on a punt attempt in the end zone. Defiance got a safety, and that is where we stand at 2-0. Coach, real quick before they line up here, how open is your playbook if you're Napoleon?
I would put Parsons in the gun, and I would sprint him out and either let him throw it or use his legs. That way you got the ball in the best athlete's hands. See what they do here.
3rd and 5. They're going to line him up under center. Roll the lone back. Man in motion. They're going to fold him in as a glorified fullback, and they fake the handoff. He turns the edge. Can they feather him out? They cannot, and he's off to the races. Down the far sideline and out of bounds, not wanting to take an unnecessary hit across the 35. I don't think he quite got to the 40, excuse me, but that is where his feet can hurt you.
Mr. Balbanoff, I was right. You know that, right? The only difference I was wrong is I said in the gun, but they put him under center. They faked the ISO. They call that the ISO keep is what they call that. Took him around the edge, and they kept the ball in the best athlete's hands.
25 yards on the gain, and for the first time in this game, a little bit of breathing room for the Wildcat offense.
And it's their first down of the night, too.
Ball on the far hash. Parsons is going to keep it again. Gets a seal, he's feathered out, and he's in a world of trouble, and he's going to be dropped in the backfield for a pretty significant loss.
Good pursuit by Defiance. And, I mean, they were not fooled at all by that. Lost a good 3 yards. A lot of white jerseys around the football. Good job by Defiance.
That's middle linebacker Griffin Luderman with great pursuit. And what he also did was kept the angle. You notice how he kept the seal on the backside.
Set the edge. Yep, definitely.
He's talking again with Coach Swery. If you're an offensive lineman for Napoleon, you got to hold your blocks until the whistle sounds, because you never know when the cutback's coming. As this is a quick flare out to the near side, making the first man miss, and out to about the 40-yard line. Pass is complete to Kopenhofer.
Interesting. Looks like the two same teams on offense here. Napoleon went to just a simple stop route. Nice, quick, easy read for the quarterback. Nice pass, good catch. Hey, at least now it's manageable. Looks like 3rd and 7. 3rd and 6 or 7.
Ball rests at the 41. Clock continues to tick. Now under 8 minutes left to go in the first half. Parsons, straight drop. This is unheard of. He's going to fire off his back foot. Fires across the middle. Dangerous pass. It short hops the intended receiver. I believe that was number 19. Turn around, young man. I can't get a number on him. Was that 15? I can't tell. Yes, 15, Seth Weaver. And waving his hands furiously, Max Swihart was standing in the flat. He was the check down. He actually had a little bit of cushion.
Yeah, and that's tough because you're looking to get the first down. And he was probably the last read for the quarterback.
On to punt, low line drive. Burris, takes a huge turf hop, and he's going to have to get away from it. It's poison at this point, and it's going to roll inside the 10-yard line. Defiance pinned back at about their own 6.
Here we go. They're flipping the field. Both teams are. Let's see if Napoleon can take advantage of this.
We're going to take a quick timeout before Defiance takes their 4th offensive series. You're watching DCTV Sports. Whistle sounds with 7:26 left to go in the first half. Defiance 2, Napoleon nothing. It has been a defensive battle of attrition in the battle for the River Rock. Straight drop. Look at this. Going to go down the far sideline. Rollison has a little bit of separation. Hauls it in. It's a dead sprint down the far sideline. Nobody's going to catch him. All the way to the end zone. What a catch.
That was called an out and up or a wheel route. He dusted Napoleon's corner. He was behind him. All he had to do was just go get the ball.
Rollison, tell you what, he's 6'5", and he needed every inch of those long arms. It wasn't quite a fingertip catch. That ball had a little bit of duck to it, as my old coaches used to say. As a wide receiver, that kind of helped me gauge the ball a little bit, and then he did the rest.
Absolutely. And the best part about that is if he doesn't catch it, nobody else does. Yep. That's what the best part about that play was.
On to attempt the point after. Foster will be your holder. Getting set to put a foot into it. Kopenhofer snaps a little high, but nice job by Foster to get it down. It's tucked just inside the left upright, and we've got our first touchdown of the ball game, brought to you by West Banco. West Banco, The first touchdown of 2026, a one-play drive, 94 yards through the air. Reed Rollison from Jack Foster, and at the 7-12 mark, it's now Defiance 9, Napoleon nothing. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com.
A one-play drive, 94 yards on the completion, 1st and 10 from their own 6. Reed Rollison from Jack Foster. As a matter of fact, Rollison's the only wide receiver to haul in a pass so far tonight. They both have 120 yards and make it 9-0 now Bulldogs.
You know, I think that the Defiance coaches up top are seeing that Napoleon's corners are playing very tight, number one. And number two, Defiance has got some better athletes on the edge.
High but very short kick, and up back is going to field it just in front of the boundary. Nolan Bickle picks it up, and boy, did he get blown a kiss out at the 20-yard line. Number 36, Xander Bloomfield, just laid the wood.
Good coverage by Defiance, and the momentum is going their way. So hopefully they can keep that momentum going.
All right, you just got punched in the mouth if you're Napoleon. It's still technically a one, well, I guess it's not a one-score game because it's 9 points, but you're certainly within arm's reach. How important is it, not even just to score, but to pick up a couple first downs, chew up some clock here for the Wildcats?
Absolutely. They just got to stick with their game plan. They're not doing really bad on offense. They just got to be a little bit more consistent, stay with it, don't abandon it, and I'd keep that ball in number 3's hands.
Grohl, the lone back. They're going to roll out Parson. Looking downfield, fires across the middle, and just the arms got a little bit short there for Max Swidehart. I'm a former receiver. I know that you hear footsteps when you go over the middle. The pass looked like it was there, but just off his fingertips.
Yeah, he's got to go up, and he's got what they call high point that. He's got to go get it at the highest point. And I think he saw some white jerseys coming in from both angles, and might have just intimidated him a little bit.
To make it 2nd down and 10. Clock stops at 7:02 left to go in the first half. Parson out of the gun. They're going to roll him out again. Grohl stays back for protection. Nothing doing. There he goes. This is where he's so dangerous. Can he get to the edge? One shake and bake move. He squirts through the eye of the needle and falls forward to the 30 for about a 9-yard gain. And to get it, he easily ran 25.
Yeah, you know, I just saw a wall of blue jerseys there. You know, I give Defiance credit. Their pursuit was really good on that because if he breaks that tackle, he's gone down the sideline. And I tell you what, puts them 3rd and 1 too. So now they're very manageable.
What did I tell you about if you are a Napoleon offensive lineman, how you have to hold your blocks because you never know when number 3 is going to reverse?
Absolutely.
He doesn't care if it's with the flow, against the grain. If he could jump 20 feet in the air over you, he would. He is an athlete. Handoff. It's a slam play. Ryman, their big, beefy fullback. And he carries a couple defenders with him through the second level across the 35, out to the 36. He needed 1. He got 6.
Napoleon wasn't messing around. They went to the straight dive with the fullback. Hey, get us 1 yard. Get us 1 yard.
Here's a story I got for you from Blake Ryman, because when I came to practice Tuesday, he's a farm kid, and they've got the county fair coming up. He was unaware that the start time was earlier. He shows up in jean shorts and a T-shirt to practice.
You gotta love it.
The young man wore jorts to practice. And Blake, I'll tell you right now, I know you got a lot of flack from your teammates. You were styling, buddy.
It's all right.
You were styling. Pitch, trying to turn the sweep here. Grohl I don't know how you tackle him high. I don't know how you tackle him one-on-one.
Yeah, nice play by Napoleon. Just a little pitch play, trying to get him to the outside. And, in that situation, Defiance just needs to push him out of bounds. They use the extra defender, which is the sideline, to help him on that.
He picks up 4.
Good first down play.
Well, and that's what they need. We heard Coach Swery when we were talking about that with him down on the sidelines. If they don't win first or second down, they're in a world of hurt.
Yep. They got plenty of time to score here.
Yep.
They just got to stay on track. Right now, they're on track.
2nd and 6. Ball rests at the 40-yard line. 5.5 left to go in the game. There's that slam, and again, just keeping those legs grinding. What's the popular phrase? A rolling ball of butcher knives.
Napoleon might have found something right there. They are attacking what we call the zero hole, and it's just right off of the center's butt cheek, and that's what they're attacking right there, and they're getting good yardage, and here we go, 3rd and 2.
Yeah. Ryman, the power of jean shorts continues at the fullback spot for the Wildcats. In all seriousness, Coach Swery told me he's one of the toughest kids he's ever coached.
Informed kids are.
Yep.
Without a doubt.
3rd and 2. They're running an ISO. Off of Ryman. He clears the way, and look out. Grohl at the second level. That's exactly how that play was designed to work.
Absolutely. Yep. Just a simple isolation play. And here's what I saw on that. The isolation back got to Defiance's linebackers, and then they made a nice cut off of it for a big gain for Napoleon. And this is what they got to do. They just got to stay on track and just keep grinding it.
Pickup of 13 on the play. This is Napoleon's offense when it's clicking on all cylinders. This will be the 6th play of the drive. Now into Defiance territory, chewing up clock with under 4.5 minutes left to go in the first half.
And Defiance has got some big kids. Looks like they might be getting a little tired out there.
Ball on the far hash.
Tight end tray.
Yep. Pitch. Sweeping to the near side. Grohl is hit, but falls forward to the 40, really the 39 for a pickup of 4.
Napoleon's trying to outflank Defiance. They moved their tight end and their wing back from one side to the other to try to set the edge so they could get outside. And for the most part, they did it. But I really think if he would have kept running to what we call the numbers, he would have been able to turn it up and get a few more yards. Give it a chance to develop.
2nd and 7 from the 40. Coming up on 3.5 minutes left to go in the first half. We anticipate being joined by Defiance Athletic Director Jerry Beauty at the half. Rolling out, Parsons going to step up. Second level, and there's where they'd like to get him down, and he goes down in a trio of Defiance jerseys. And he'll pick up about 2, maybe 3.
Here's the thing with that play. He made a great decision by not throwing the ball. Everything was covered. He brought it down and he ran and got something positive. A lot of good things happened. And people they'll say, well, they didn't complete the pass. That's right, because it was covered. He made a good decision.
32 for the play. Take 2.
3rd down and 4. Pitch, and it's high. This is a live ball, and Parson will fall on it, and he slides all the way back to the 42-yard line. Oh, wow, that is a huge break for Defiance, and if you're Napoleon, you are thinking woulda, coulda, shoulda.
That started with the snap. The snap was not clean. That was supposed to be an underhand pitch. He didn't get the snap clean, and then he tried to shovel it, and it really cost him on that. Napoleon's just out of sync on those off.
Holy cow. A 2-yard loss. Going to have to pump the ball away, and Fry's going to call poison. They will let it bounce. It will roll inside the 20.
Right now, the name of the game is execution. Defiance is executing better than what Napoleon is.
Technically, that doesn't go as a team loss. Who technically takes the loss on that non-carry for Napoleon? The last player that touched it?
It should have been the quarterback. That was all on the quarterback. He fumbled the initial snap, bad pitch to the running back. In that situation, he's just got to learn just to tuck it and go and get what he can get. At least then it'll still be manageable for 4th down.
From their own 19 with just under 2 minutes left to go in the first half. how, I don't want to say conservative, how cautious are you if you're Defiance?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're playing well. They don't need to do anything fancy, but they might end up taking a shot deep here again.
It worked well.
Yeah, they might do it with the Rollinson.
Now I'm looking at the corners, and they're giving a little bit more cushion here, and no need for them to worry. Although, nice job at just lowering the shoulder, and Mason Nort, straight north-south running, busts his way out past the 25 to the 26. That'll be a gain of about 7.
Yeah, that was a good call. I think Napoleon was a little soft there. They're a little bit more of a pass defense, thinking Defiance was going to throw it, which they didn't. And good yardage on first down.
27-yard line.
Clock continues to tick. Defiance more than happy to milk it.
So Napoleon's made a change. They've changed their corners. They went to a boundary corner and a field corner now to try to help out to the field.
They were cheating the line of scrimmage earlier.
Yep.
And that allows, so basically they weren't, the safeties were. When you can get coverage man on man from your corners, it's amazing how it can free up the rest of the backside, doesn't it?
Or they also might be doing the thing that we always called star. You take your best corner and you put it to Defiance's best receiver. And I think maybe that Napoleon might be doing that also. Smart move.
So this brings up 3rd and 1 with less than a minute left to go in the first half.
I think Defiance just going to run the ball here, and
yeah, why not?
Napoleon should have called timeout. They got plenty of timeouts left.
They are not, though. Both teams, barring a penalty, this will probably be the last play of the half.
Yeah, they should have called timeout twice.
4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2, and now timeout being called before the delay of game.
Can't take them with you. Use them.
Well, one key miscue on special teams for Napoleon, one big play offensively for Defiance.
Yep.
And that stands as where we are now, 9-0 Bulldogs.
Absolutely. That's the name of the game right now. And both teams got to make their adjustment. I can see the adjustments that Napoleons are doing. They're giving Defiance's receivers a little bit more cushion, getting a little bit more help over top. So we'll see what Defiance does at halftime.
Remember, Napoleon won the toss and deferred.
Yep.
So they will have the ball to start the second half.
Good thing.
Sun slowly setting here. The lights have been on since kickoff. But as we work our way towards the 8 o'clock hour, the storms that moved through earlier have made it a bit more humid. It was sticky when we kicked this thing off.
You got to expect some humidity weeks 1 through 3 to 4 in high school football. You got to prepare for it.
All in all, though, it hasn't been the dog days of summer like we're used to.
It's been a great summer. Let's be honest. It's been great. It's been too good, actually.
3rd and 1 with 21.6 seconds left to go in the half. Foster out of the pistol. He will hand it off, and did we have movement early?
Yeah, looks that way.
I think a false start's going to be the call. So we've had a couple of holdings, an offensive pass interference, and now a false start. Trying to think, has Napoleon been flagged for anything?
No.
I don't think they have.
No. You know, as a head coach, you always want some hot weather during two-a-days. You want to work through that. You want to practice that because you absolutely know that at some point in the season, like I said, you know, weeks 1 through 3 to 4, it's going to be hot and humid, and you want your players to be able to have worked through that. And when you don't do that, it hits these kids hard.
So one more play, again, barring a penalty. And both clubs will head to their respective locker rooms, try and rehydrate, catch their second wind, and get ready for, if anything like the first half, the second. Oh, look out. That mesh point was almost beyond the mesh point. And that was just a nice job of strong hands by Camaso. And I think Defiance, well, now Napoleon's going to burn a timeout. With 12.2 seconds left to go, and that they remembered it maybe just a little bit late, Coach. They could easily have another 20 seconds to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they should have used one a little bit earlier, save them a little bit more time. They're going to get maybe some decent field position for maybe a couple big plays down the sideline, throw one up to the end zone. You know, you want to try to think ahead. You want to try to think ahead into, you know, your next series with the ball right here. And like I said, you use those timeouts. Can't take them with you at halftime.
Well, again, if you are Marcelo Rota, you got a chance to flip the field and make it a moot point. And we've seen his leg.
Yeah, but, we've also seen, both punters shank it a little bit. So, every second counts here.
Do you come after him if you are Napoleon? It looks like they're setting up for a return.
What do you got to lose?
I was going to say, I'd bring everybody up.
What do you have to lose at this point?
They're not going to. The snap is low. It bounces. And Rhoda with a nice job. Boy, what hang time and a fair catch smartly being called for at the 40, we'll call it 4-yard line.
You're either going to see one of two things here. You're just going to see a simple running play, or you're going to see some type of hook and ladder, trick play, something like that.
Miami Dolphins circa 1982.
Yeah. You're going to see something like that. Either that or just a simple guy play and get into halftime and make your adjustments.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 43.
Remember the first time I saw that, and I think it was the 82 playoffs, the AFC playoffs, Don Strock at the time was the Miami quarterback just before the half.
And that's a long time ago.
I know most of our viewers, certainly if you are under, 40, maybe 50.
Yeah, easily.
Coach was just a young lad that time, right? Handoff goes to Grohl, spins out of an arm tackle. He's going to pad the stats as he crosses midfield. 5, and probably another 8. That's a good 16-yard run. And it makes you wonder what they could have done with another 20 seconds.
Absolutely.
But that will bring us to the half.
Clock management.
Battle of attrition, defense taking center stage here this evening in the battle for the River Rock. And as we head to the locker room, both teams' respective locker rooms, it's Defiance 9 and Napoleon nothing. We'll take a quick timeout. We are back with our Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
When a fire or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Sherwood State Bank, your community bank with locations in Sherwood, Defiance, Fayette, and Archbold. Sherwood State Bank, your community bank since 1945. Online at sherwood.bank.
No, they're not.
Back at Napoleon, we are at the half as we are going to break down our stats and get you our halftime statistics, as well as a new feature this year called On the Horizon, brought to you by Mark Motes Ford, where we are going to talk to the host athletic director or maybe a member or representative of the Booster Club, possibly even a student athlete or two from other sports, to talk about what is coming up on their calendar. calendar. But right now, let's enjoy a little bit of the Defiance High School Marching Band.
And like I told you before, at some point, in the WBL, there's going to be corners that are going to be able to cover those guys. You know that. So now you got to start. This is where you start working your play action, especially on first down.
Yep.
Coach, we're about ready for you here.
And you're going to see WBL too. They're going to double cover. From what I've seen, so you know what I'm saying. Or they'll take that corner and they'll put a safety over top.
Starling, idiots.
But I think they're running the ball well.
Has our tight end been open at all?
He hasn't looked for him. You can see it. His eyes are focused on one person, and one person only, and that's the Rollins.
No, I guarantee you, he's thinking Rollins and everything.
That's it. So, yeah.
And you're right. WBL will take that away.
I'm telling you. Yeah, it's going to happen. And Napoleon's already made an adjustment. They went to either a field corner or they went to a star coverage. They took their best number 5. They took him to Rollins. Because Defiance.
And as we were watching a little bit of the Defiance Marching Band, fantastic in numbers, fantastic in performance. Let's go ahead and break down some of your unofficial statistics here at the intermission. For the Napoleon Wildcats, rushing 86 yards. They've been stymied for the most part. Again, 22 yards for would be Ryman, the fullback. Grohl, 43 yards. He had 1,600 over the course of the season last year. And then just a bad play on a toss that went right through Grohl's hands from Parson, the quarterback, when they had a shot deep in Defiance territory that ended up forcing a punt. As an aggregate, again, 86 yards rushing, 1 for 3 passing for Parson for 5 yards. On the flip side for the Bulldogs, 52 yards rushing. And before you say, wait a minute, how can that be? Well, they've worked with a short field multiple times here in the first half. Again, 26 and 23 yards unofficially, respectively, for Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Mason Nort and Chase Comiso. But the big play of the half was the 94-yard touchdown reception. The ball at their own 6-yard line, and it was just it was a rail route, wasn't it, down the far sideline? He didn't run a post. It was just a straight fly.
Yeah, I thought he ran a little bit of what they call a wheel route. He sucked him to the outside, and he just turned it up. Because what I saw was Napoleon's defender's feet, they just stopped. Then he just ran right by him.
It went for 94 yards. As a matter of fact, Reed Rollison is the only receiver to have a catch for Defiance in the first half, but it is 3 for 4 for Jack Foster for 120 yards, including the 94-yard touchdown, and that spells the difference in a 9-0 game. Those are your stats. We're going to be back. I basically went to his office earlier this week, ladies and gentlemen, and I said, Coach Beauty, we have a brand new sponsor, brand new piece of programming, and we have to call out either a dignitary or a luminary to be the first person to be on this piece of programming, and he said, I'd be incredibly honored. So when we come back, Mark Motes Ford is sponsoring a new segment this year called On the Horizon. We're going to talk with the host athletic directors, booster club representatives, maybe even some of the student athletes themselves about what's coming up on the calendar. We know you're now riveted. You will not leave your set when we come back. You're watching DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
From sleek and sporty to rugged and reliable. Whatever your taste, whatever your need, Mark Motes Ford has it. Their lot is loaded with models waiting for you to test drive. No need to limit yourself to just one. From a convertible to a 4x4 with plenty of payload, Ford has covered as much ground as you plan to travel. From test drive to driving it off the lot. Come see what makes the difference. Mark Motes Ford, where the extras are standard.
And we welcome you back to Napoleon. We are at the half, and it's time for our inaugural Mark Moats Ford on the Horizon interview. Brent Balbinot, Coach Dales, and in the middle, he said he didn't know what a luminary was, and he said he wasn't a dignitary, so we put him in the middle. That's where we keep royalty, Coach.
Oh, okay.
We appreciate you making the hustle all the way up here to the top of the press box. I guess first things first, your thoughts on really what's been a battle of attrition in a defensive-oriented first half.
Yeah, pretty typical Defiance Napoleon game, I think. A few mistakes here and there, a few bad calls here or there, and things like that. So keeps it close. So this is still a ball game. They could break one anytime.
I'm going to break this down. You're welcome to stay on for maybe even a little color in the second half if you want.
No.
But there's so much more than football going on at Defiance. And there's a ton of people, you and I were talking about it, that do so much work behind the scenes. There's a lot of student athletes with a lot of programs and a lot of people that basically are the oil to make those work. You've got an open mic here. What's coming up on the horizon? Who do you want to give your props to, and what do you want to let fans know about?
Well, we've had a busy week. We've played Napoleon all week in every sport we've had, and haven't been that successful at it, although we have young teams playing right now, just like this football team is. But tomorrow is the big event for volleyball. It's our 50th anniversary of our team. And they've really, Alexis has really built it up. She has over 50 returners coming back, clear back to the 70s when they started volleyball here. So it's going to be a big event. They're going to introduce all the girls. And, of course, what better place than a Napoleon game to have a big crowd like that and come in and
So what time does that get underway?
Well, we start at 10 o'clock with the freshmen, then JV and varsity follows probably around 11 o'clock and then 12:30. We'll be there a while tomorrow. And we also have JV football at 10 with Napoleon at our place.
And you're always the first one in, last one out. Coach, I joked with Coach Beauty last year. I said, so how long you been married? And he thought, what was it, over 5 decades now? Is that right?
No, not that long, for God's sake. But,
no, I said,
seems like it. But,
I said to the school. And then you said, yeah, that might be accurate.
Yeah,
this guy does the work of, 5 or 6 people easily, and I know you know that firsthand.
Been there, done that. I've seen him. I have 12 years I spent with him as his assistant coach, and, I learned a lot from him and helping me prepare to be a head coach, at Ayersville for all those years, and it takes a lot of time, and it takes a special family. It takes a special wife to understand what you have to do to be successful in every aspect. Successful on the field, off the field, with your own family. And it does take a special person to be able to help you do all that stuff, to raise your kids the right way, and then also to help the school, help the community. And there's a lot of work and a lot of teamwork that goes into that.
So we got Napoleon all week. Going to kind of finish it up tomorrow with volleyball.
Right.
And then, of course, next Friday night, the home football opener.
Right. We have the Titans come in from Ottawa, and we play them several times next week. Our golf teams are still going, and our girls golf is one of our best girls teams around because they have a Jesus Swartz on it. And the other girls do a great job, too, supporting her. But we look for big things as she moves down the way in golf. But our soccer teams are young, but they played. I came and watched the game with Napoleon. They played their hearts out. We're ahead 1-0, got beat 2-1. Napoleon's usually pretty good in soccer, so that's not a bad loss. But tennis, our girls beat Ottawa last night for the first time in 10 years. So Amy's got that program rolling there, and she's got about 19 kids out and does a great job. Does a great job with the kids. So, I'm real proud of all of our kids, and we've gotten off to a fast start. We had 3 golf tournaments in 5 days we hosted. Next week we have the Obie Mauser Early Bird Cross Country Open. We have like 30 teams coming in for that. Both varsity 30 and junior high 30. So that's a big day. But it starts at 9. Last race goes off around 11. So it's a quick day, and hopefully the weather holds.
You need people behind the scenes in virtually any and every position.
Great.
Open mic here if somebody's thought about it or maybe just wants to know more. How can they find out about being a part of the overall athletic community?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because we're always looking for people to help. I mean, it's getting tougher and tougher all the time. Ticket takers, people to be hosts for the visiting teams, things like that. Rachel Plassman is my secretary, does a great job organizing a lot of that stuff. Jamie Kohler is our ticket manager, and she's my secretary.
Yep.
So those guys really know what's going on. I could probably disappear and it would be fine. And
He's poor in it.
Things go bad and they say, "Wait, we don't have this or that," I say it doesn't matter. We're going to play tonight, no matter if we have that ready or not. That's the way it goes. So we have great staff for that. We have great support from up top, from Mr. Morton, and Jay Jurger is great to work for, and Brandon Fisher. And those guys all jump in and help out when they're needed, to announce, to score keep, things like that.
So let's just say you lit a fire under at least a couple people with this interview. What's the process? How would they need to get in touch? Who would they need to get in touch with? How would they find out about helping out?
Stop in, middle doors at the high school. My office, first door to the left. You got to buzz in.
It is secure. I can tell you that from firsthand experience.
If you have a gun, you're not getting in. But if you're free of that, we'll let you in.
All right. Fair enough, Coach. We appreciate you coming up and joining us, and looking forward to seeing you next week.
This is the reason we were successful right here. This was a big part of that.
Right. You get a chance for rebuttal after this commercial break. How's that sound? On the horizon, brought to you by Mark Motes Ford. We're going to take a quick time out. Back with more right after this on DCTV Sports.
From sleek and sporty to rugged and reliable, whatever your taste, whatever your need, Mark Motes Ford has it. Their lot is loaded with models waiting for you to test drive. No need to limit yourself to just one. From a convertible to a 4x4 with plenty of payload, Ford has covered as much ground as you plan to travel. From test drive to driving it off the lot, come see what makes the difference. Mark Motes Ford, where the extras are standard.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
If you are ready for a bank with deep local roots, a true community approach, and even a name that's never been changed, say hello to Citizens National Bank. We're proud to provide our neighbors with personal and business banking solutions, along with trusted stability established over more than 100 years. So while other banks may come and go, we'll still be here. Stop by and see what you've been missing. Citizens National Bank. Relationships built on deep local roots since 1920.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State. Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
Back at the half. 9-0, Defiance leading Napoleon in the battle for the River Rock, the 104th meeting between these two arch rivals, tucked away neatly in the northwest corner of the cornfields of Ohio. As we are back with more of the Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show. All right, Coach, we broke down the stats. We heard from Coach Beauty. If there's the joy, every line out of his mouth is just a pearl, even when you don't expect it. But now let's go into the locker rooms. Let's start, if you are Coach Swery and Napoleon. You're down 9-0, really two plays. One of your own making and one that you just sometimes have to tip your cap to the opposition, or this could be a 0-0 ball game. What's your message to your team?
First thing is we're still in this. We are still in this. Our worst enemy is ourselves. We got two miscues that are hurting us. You eliminate those two miscues, and guess what? It's 0-0. Guys, we're in it. We're fighting hard. We just got to play cleaner. We just got to play a little bit smarter. If we do that, the second half can be ours. And hey, we can flip it. We definitely can flip it. So hey, stay strong, stay positive, stay true to what we believe in, stay true to our game plan, and let's go out and execute.
All right, so let's talk about that game plan because they won the toss and deferred.
Yep.
So Napoleon will have the ball to start the second half. What do you expect to see?
First thing is I would hope to see that Parsons is going to be more active. Throwing the ball, running the ball. They got to get him going. If you get him going, then you're going to be able to see some counters, some misdirection that's going to catch Defiance off. So I really think that they got to get him in the gun, and they got to get him on the perimeter and just get the ball in his hands and let him make some decisions with it.
All right, let's head to the other locker room. Coach Rittenauer in Defiance, you're up 9-0. Your message to your team.
Great effort. Keep fighting. You're playing, I like the word clean. We're not doing anything to hurt ourselves. We need to continue that. Do not be complacent. Do not be satisfied. Get better, get stronger as we go in the second half. Continue to do what we're doing. Take care of the football. Take care of the football. And let's go out and play Defiance ball, and let's just pound it right at them.
Now, both teams' bands doing a tremendous job here at the half. They're going to put probably another 3 minutes on to allow both teams to warm up. But you sit here and you talk about this time of year, and we mentioned it's not nearly as bad as it has been in years past, but it is still warm. It is certainly humid. That dousing, it wasn't just a douse, it was an absolute downpour of rain that moved through about an hour before kickoff has made it very humid. You get into the fourth quarter in a tough physical game like this with the weather conditions the way they are. Does it come down to potentially which team is in better shape as to who wins?
Absolutely, and that's where your summer workouts come into play. I know Defiance does STPs. I don't know what Napoleon does, but it's basically building mental toughness and building physical toughness. You know, you're out there sweating, you're flipping tires, you know, you're running up the stadium. You're doing all those things not only to get physically in shape, but mentally, hey, I can handle this heat. I can handle this humidity. I've done it. I've been through it. The team that's done more of that is going to have the advantage.
Coach Dales does all of that before breakfast. Both teams are out. Finally, going to get a little bit of a chance to warm up here. They're going to add probably about another 3 minutes. 9-0 Bulldogs over the Wildcats. Nothing decided yet here at Buckmeyer Stadium. Don't you go anywhere. We'll have the third quarter right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
1, 2, 1, 2.
We are getting set to put a wrap on our halftime show. Our thanks going out to Midwest Community Federal Credit Union and Mark Motes Ford for our On the Horizon interview with Defiance Athletic Director Jerry Beauty. The coach is always good for a pearl or two, even if he takes you completely off the rails. You coached with the man, and it's a very tight fraternity, but break down what the personalities are like. We talk about so often what the players are like. The coaches are a fraternity unto themselves. Yep. You don't want, obviously, everybody to be a taskmaster, but you don't want everybody to be a stand-up comedian either. Yep. What's the balance amongst a coaching staff in your opinion?
A great mix. Old, young, go-getters, more people laid back. You need all of it to be successful. You got to have that coach. Usually it's a head coach that, takes care of all the discipline, gets on them. And then you got the other coaches that will, pick up the kids and, hey, keep your head up, keep working. And coaches just doing this, to make you better as a person, as a player. The more that you have of that variety, I think it's better for the kids to see all that, especially nowadays. If you have all one personality, may it be one way or the other, I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Well, I played for a very old school coach. I wouldn't say Woody Hayes-esque because he did have a sense of humor, but it often came at a player's expense, and it often came in front of your teammates. And I remember Coach Waljasper came up to me once and he said, Balbanot, you are small, but you are slow. And, everybody laughs, and I'm thinking, God, what am I, I'm never going to see the field. Yeah. But I had an assistant, much like you talked about, to come out and play the good cop, and he goes, he's testing you. Yeah. He wants to see how you'll respond. Can you laugh at yourself? He said, right now, don't worry about him poking fun at you. Yeah. He goes, when he stops saying anything to you, that's when you should worry.
Boy, you hit it on the head. If I've said it one time, I've said it a million times. When a coach stops coaching you, when a coach stops talking to you, you better start worrying because they're done with you.
Yep.
We're always there trying to make him a better player, make him a better person. And you know what? There's a lot of truth to some old school stuff.
Yeah.
There's so much truth to that. But that's where you need to mix nowadays, especially to, have that coach pick you up and, maybe you can't handle some of the tough love, so to speak, as well. But great mix, great ages too.
Yep.
And you wouldn't believe that. I mean, even with music, I'm a classic rock and roll guy. Well, some of these kids haven't even heard of some of the stuff I listen to. So, all of that is good. All that is good.
We are teed up and ready to get after it. Marcelo Rhoda, right in the middle of the field at the 40-yard line, kicking from right to left. We have got, it looks like, Kopenhofer, the lone deep man. This is a very short kick. Who wants it? An up back, picked up at the 25, out past the 30. That's just good north-south running. And wow, all of a sudden an extra 10, maybe even 15 yards out of the decision not to try and go east-west or do anything fancy, but just pick up extra yards.
Best field position for Napoleon for the start of the night, and let's see what they can do. And Defiance, good coverage with that, though. I mean, it was a very short kick. They got down, and they covered it well. They tackled well, and let's see what type of adjustments Napoleon does here in the second half.
From their own 36, Kelby Parsons will come out with Hayden Grohl. Will there be a second back in that backfield? They've run the fullback Ryman. It doesn't look like there's going to be here. Again, they are a wing T hybrid. Going to run the sweep, turning the corner. Grohl actually acts as the lead man in the ISO. Out past the 40 to about the 42. I think that was, check that, number 9. Yep, Kopenhofer. And a pretty decent gain on first down.
Yeah, great gain for Napoleon. They went to an offset. They kind of tipped their hat. We knew everything was coming to the right because the running back was offset, and that's where they went with the jet sweep and, a good 6-7 yards on first down.
That is what Napoleon needs to do to be effective offensively.
Yep, stay on track.
Receivers near and far side. Again, under center. Handoff Grohl, and this is just power running. He reaches the second level. Stiff arms another man, now showing off his speed. He's off to the races, one man to beat, and a touchdown saving tackle by Evan Fogel.
A great job with Napoleon up front. I think they ran just a little simple trap play right there. And what was key to that is Napoleon's offensive lineman got to Defiance's linebacker. Napoleon was at second level right away, and then from there he just sprinted close down to the end zone.
34 yards on the carry. And whatever the adjustments were made in the locker room for the Wildcats at the half, they are paying dividends in the opening drive to begin the third quarter.
So far, but Hayden Grohl, he's limping. He's on the sideline right now. He's down. They're checking him.
He's coming over, and now let's see who carries the load or the mail, so to speak, right now. And we got whistles and laundry.
Napoleon is having difficulties. This is at least their third fumbled snap under center.
Is that where the quarterback's putting his hands? Is he pulling out too early? What could lead to that?
It could be a combination of things. He could be pulling out too early. The center might not be getting the ball up high enough. The quarterback might not have his hands together. You just got to get underneath there and watch it and figure it out and try to get it fixed.
Back him up 5. Still good field position, but now it's 1st and 15 from the 29. Parsons showing off his incredible dexterity and athleticism in that first half. But with Grohl now on the sideline, he's going to run a little bit of a counter here to Ryman, the fullback, showing some good speed as he gets to the second level. Great move. My goodness. This is a power back, ladies and gentlemen, and he tiptoes his way inside the 15 to the 14-yard line, a pickup of 15.
Well-designed play. Napoleon faked a toss sweep to the field where they've been going, and then they countered back. They pulled an offensive lineman and an H-back, and they got to the second level, turned the corner, and great field position.
Knocking on the door, trailing 9-0. You couldn't have scripted, at least so far, a better opening offensive series for the Wildcats here in the third quarter. The question is, can they finish it?
Absolutely. They got to stay clean here.
Again, Ryman, the lone back. Hand off, and nice job that time to blow up the hole and getting into it. Number 2, and that is Isaiah Montez, who hit him about a yard behind the line of scrimmage. And it doesn't look like he's going to get any gain on the play.
Yeah, you nailed it on the head. There was good penetration by Defiance here that disrupted everything that Napoleon was trying to do. If Defiance can get that penetration, stay at heel depth, and run to the football, they'll be in good shape down here.
Ton of time being taken off the clock in this opening drive. Now under 9 minutes showing on the third quarter clock. Ryman offset to the right. This is a design quarterback keeper around the near side, and Parson, feathered out beautifully. That was a 1-2 punch. Coming up to finish the fun was Cam Schultz, but that was really done by the left side of the line to feather him out.
Yeah, and a nice job with the pursuit for Defiance. They were able to get the quarterback to step, plant, and turn upfield, and then he ran right into the pursuit. A great job. We call that secondary force.
Yep.
Force everything back inside.
Tip your cap to the left defensive end, Spencer Durham there. That was a great job by a big man to keep that fleet of foot quarterback moving east-west. It's now 3rd and 11 from the 15. Another counter. Ryman hit once, tries to power his way out of it, nothing doing.
Good job by Defiance sniffing that out, and we'll see what Napoleon does right here. See if they try to get some points on the board or if they're going to go for it.
Oh, nice job again by Evan Fogel to hit him high. Montez hit him low to take his legs out from underneath him, and this is indeed going to be 4-down territory. This will be the 8th play of the drive. On 4th down, they need 11. Can Defiance's defense, with their backs within the shadow of their own goalposts, get the stop here? Huge snap of the football to open up the second half. Parson rolling out. He's got some green, and he's got a ton of space inside the 10 to the 5. It's going to be close, and I don't think he got it.
No, wow.
He's going to be a yard short.
Whoa. There, if he would have kept running to the corner, he would have got the first down and probably even scored. But he turned it back up into a host of Bulldogs. Nice job by Defiance.
He disappeared in a sea of dark blue and light blue, and I'm not sure who made the first hit from our vantage point, but that's just a great open field tackle.
Yeah, it definitely was, and I don't know what his vision was and what he was seeing there. I mean, I saw a lot more grass here, towards the pylon.
So they'll turn it over on downs. Defiance will get it. 1st and 10 from their own 6.
Napoleon just about doubled their first down output just on that single drive compared to the first half.
I know that you aren't a big believer in moral victories, but what do you take from that if you're Napoleon?
They got to be feeling good. They moved the ball down the field. They just got off track one play, and that hurt them.
So now we'll see how tight the playbook is deep in their own territory. Foster, flanked on both sides by a running back. He's going to hand this one off to Camaso. Second level, spins out of a tackle, squirts his way across the 10 to the 11, and that'll be a pickup of about 5 yards.
Yeah, good first down play for Defiance. They went with a little bit of a counter play, pulled the backside guard and backside H back, and there really wasn't much there at the initial line. He was able to find a crease and got some good yardage on that.
There's a different style of power because we're so used to seeing Chase Camaso blow guys up, basically just run through them. He spun out of a would-be tackler's pads there.
Yeah, his feet are working really well for him tonight.
A little bit of breathing room.
Feet and vision.
He's offset to the right of Foster. He'll get the mail again. Nothing doing in the original hole. He's going to kick it to the near side. Getting a block from a wide receiver. A late flag in the Defiance backfield.
Yeah, it's coming back.
It is coming back.
Yeah, they drug that defensive end to the ground. A little bit too much on the cloth right there.
So
good play, though.
Instead of a first down out past the 20, this one will be marched backwards. And this is going to be, the 4th or 5th penalty?
This will be Defiance's.
What have you got them for?
This is their 3rd penalty of the night. They're actually doing quite well.
Tough location on the field, though, to take a penalty here.
Yeah, it is. It is. Should be half the distance. Cut it in half.
And back to almost the original line of scrimmage to the 6, maybe 7-yard line. So it's like the play never happened, right?
Absolutely. Defiance just needs to be patient here. It's 2nd down. Just keep doing what you're doing.
The line, Rollison up wide to the near side. Looks like Daniel Orta to the far side. Foster barking out the signals to his offensive line. Handoff, this is going to be Burris, who's in as kind of a scat back. Squirts through a hole almost. Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yep.
He's out to the 10. And there's the difference between a gain of 4 or 5 and just maybe a shoestring away from breaking a big game.
Yeah, definitely. We call that the outside zone play. And you just want to try to stretch it as long as you can. And when you find that crease, you got to stick it and get upfield. And that's what he did. And a good yardage on it.
There's the difference, too, defensively. There's nowhere for a defensive player to hide. You can basically be on the backside of an offensive play and not even move. It won't make a difference. If you're a half a step late as a Napoleon linebacker on that last play, that goes for a big game.
Yeah, definitely. You got to be in the proper positioning and do your keys.
And they were.
Yep.
So 3rd and 6. We got a counter here.
Counter, yep.
Off the right side, and he's going to be a bit short.
Yep. Good play. Good play. Yeah, on defense, we call that spilling. You want to spill it to the defenders. You want to be in position to have them cut back or spill it to the linebackers, and Napoleon is doing that. And 4th down and looks like 2.
Spencer Durham, the defensive end, stuck his nose in to make sure that the run came up short of the first down marker. And Napoleon's got to hustle and get a return man back. Taking a little bit of a break was Max Kopenhofer. Here's Marcelo Rota.
Key thing is here, you have to field the football.
Yep.
Do not let it bounce.
No, that's right on the money. And he gets away a beauty and a fair catch being called for at the 49-yard line.
Good punt by Defiance, good execution, good blocking, and good job by Napoleon on fielding it, calling fair catch, and basically you're at the 50-yard line.
We're going to take a quick timeout. Back with Defiance's 2nd offensive series of the second half right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Take over 1st down and 10 at their own 49-yard line.
Back at Napoleon, there was a late flag. We didn't see it. An illegal backfield. Too many men in the backfield for Defiance. So Napoleon is elected to make Defiance repunt. And now this time, Rhoda will be standing about halfway deep in his own end zone.
Good decision by Napoleon. Put some pressure on him. Bring some pressure. You should get some better field position. Once again, you got to field the punt.
Kopenhofer now standing in Defiance territory for a potential return. This is a high snap.
There it is.
And what they give back.
Yep.
No flags on the play. Too high a snap. Defiance the beneficiary in the first half of a muffed punt in the end zone for a safety. Now Napoleon is the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wait a minute. Do we have laundry on the field? Am I seeing
We do.
some here?
Right down there on the 5-yard line.
Let's take a peek at it.
It might be another illegal formation. I do not think Defiance has enough people on the line.
It is. So you'll decline this penalty and take the points.
You know, when they lined up, I knew something wasn't right. You have to have 7 people on the line of scrimmage, and they don't have 7 people. They only got 5. So they're going to have to get that squared away. Napoleon's right back into it.
Snap down the back of the end zone. Play results in a safety.
So a third quarter score comes via another special teams miscue. And Defiance's lead is now cut to 7 at 9-2. Now we'll take a quick timeout. Back with more on DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Tony Santaloni. Together, he and his wife Kiki are real estate developers. The Santaloni chose Citizens National Bank for their real estate loans and business banking.
Without Citizens National Bank, there's $100 million of transactions I've done in the last 20 years that flat would not have happened. And I've never felt like I've gone to work a day in my life because I've always enjoyed these relationships. And that's what this bank does better than anybody, is relationship building.
Learn more about how Citizens National Bank is building businesses one relationship at a time at cmbOhio.com.
Back at Buckenmeyer Stadium in Napoleon, both teams. When was the last time you saw this? Giving up a muffed punt in their own end zone for a safety. We've had 1 touchdown in this game and 2 safeties. It's 9-2 Defiance, and they're going to have to kick off from their own 15-yard line. Brent Palbinot alongside the coach, Chris Dales. Coach, one of the keys we were talking about way back before in the pregame, who makes the least amount of mistakes in the season opener?
Yeah, absolutely. That in special teams. And you can definitely tell they need to work on snapping the ball, especially for punts. Both teams do.
This is going to be a long kickoff off the foot of Owen Fry. Ball is bobbled a little bit back at the 35-yard line. And this is Swihart trying to get to the far side. He's brought down just as he crosses midfield.
Still good field position.
Excellent field position.
And, you know, I don't know in my 34 years of high school football if I've ever seen two safeties on snap punts.
Well,
this might be a first.
I was going to say, we have a Wildcat lying on his back at about midfield. He's cramping.
Yep.
We talked about this at the half. Very humid, very sticky.
Yep. You know, and something else that people don't realize, as a head coach, you got to start preparing your players on Monday for tonight. They got to drink. Well, coach, game's not till Friday. No, you have to keep these fluids in your body. You got to drink Monday. You got to drink Tuesday. You got to drink Wednesday. You know, that will help you when it comes Friday because that water's in your cells, helping prevent you from cramping.
Can't get a number on the young man, but they're stretching him out. Again, 9-2. 2 safeties and a touchdown, as Coach was saying. That is Swihart, the return man. Appears to be okay.
That's a good thing. I'd rather see a cramp than some type of injury.
You mentioned safeties. I think that would get more families to the game, don't you? If, Dad could load up the family truckster and say, kids, you're going to see a safety tonight.
Yeah, you might have to explain it to them, though, first.
You take points any way you can get them, right?
No, you
don't get particular.
You definitely do, but you don't see it too often.
So here we go. Excellent field position for Napoleon.
Is Hayden Grohl back? That's what I would like to know.
I'm scouring the sidelines here. I do not see number 27, so let's see if he's on the field. And he's not. This is Ryman in the backfield. Fullback turned running back. Look out. He's showing off some legs there. Trucks one man, lowers the shoulder, powers out of another tackle. Fullback, running back, it doesn't matter. All the way inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 20.
Great execution by Napoleon. Just a simple dive play off the center's butt. They are getting to the linebackers of Defiance. That's what is important about that.
Jorts power. Ryman, we're seeing Grohl sitting on a bench on the sideline right now with a tail over his head. Right now we have a Defiance player also being stretched out near midfield. We're getting late in this ball game, Coach, and we're starting to see the toll it's taking.
Yeah, you definitely, this is where the conditioning comes into play, and this is where the hydration comes into play, and I just hope that Hayden Grohl's okay, because you never want to see a player hurt and not able to play.
He's too tough for it just to be a hydration issue, I think, and we're going to hope the best for him. You obviously want to play with your best, especially in a game like this, but we won't speculate. We certainly have no clue what it is, but he is not on the field right now. And as we're sitting here talking about his absence, how about next man in, Blake Ryman, the fullback, normally a guy that's going to lead the way on an ISO. He's shown he's more than capable, especially when he gets to the second level.
Yeah, what's nice about this offense is if you know one running back position, you should know the other running back position. So you're really not going to lose a whole lot, with this. And he's doing a great job of stepping it up right now. And, let's just hope that, no matter what, that Hayden Grohl will be okay.
Montez up and walking off the field under his own power. Speaking of power, Blake Ryman, I'm going to start nicknaming him Jorts Power.
They have him listed at 171.
He's a thick young man.
I don't know if that's true. I mean, it looks more like maybe 191.
I had the chance to stand next to him when he was at practice amongst his teammates, obviously, when he's grabbing some water, and I can tell you he is cut.
Okay.
Very cut.
Spending some time in the weight room.
You better, otherwise you're going to get beat up in this game.
You got to. Definitely got to.
So here we go. 1st and 10 from the 28. The clock starts up again. Napoleon got close on their first offensive series of the second half, turned the ball over on downs, but got it back very quickly, and are now trying to pick up the equalizer with under 4 minutes left to go in the third. Faking the handoff. Parson keeping it. They feather him out, and that's just a great job of what we used to call guarding your yard.
Yep. They set up the counter play, and the thing with Parsons there is he got two happy feet. He needed to follow his lineman a little bit longer, give them a chance to get to Defiance defenders, give Defiance credit. They were upfield right away.
Well, and there you saw the corner. Daniel Orta doing a good job of coming up and run support.
Yep.
And right now, I think that, again, with this heat and humidity, you notice how everything's taking just a little longer in between snaps. Both teams are trying to catch their second wind. 2nd and 9 from the 28. Straight drop. Parson going to fire to the near corner of the end zone. Overthrows his man. Orta almost had it picked off. And there is where receiver turns defender. Max Kopenhofer actually went up and knocked that ball away.
Yeah, there's a flag on the field. It's going to be holding on Napoleon. So Defiance has got a decision here. Do they decline it, keep it 3rd down and 9, or do they move them back and keep it 2nd down? So
it looks like they're going to take the penalty.
They are going to move them back.
Well, again, you're playing the odds here, aren't you? If you're Coach Rittenauer, you are not only taking the yards, but you're forcing Napoleon into a situation that they're uncomfortable with. So is it 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, or would you take this?
No. I mean, this is a good call. They took the penalty. Napoleon's going to need a big play. Defiance has defended the big play pretty well tonight.
2nd and 19 from the 38. Parson straight drop. Pocket stays clean. He's going to fire into the flat. His man's got it. Takes a hit. Not once, but twice. Nice job to finish him off. Christian Horner took an original shot, and that's allowing the rest of the cavalry to come up and make some support.
Yeah, boy, he did take a shot, and he just kept the legs going, and he made something out of that. 3rd down and long for the Wildcats.
What are they going to give him? Only a gain of 1.
3rd down and 18 from the Defiance 37-yard line.
So virtually the same situation minus a down. 3rd and 18 from the Defiance 37. You would certainly think this is two-down territory for Napoleon. So let me set you up with this. What's the play in your playbook here to make this 4th and manageable?
You know, maybe a screen that we haven't seen that. Maybe some type of a draw to get some good yardage here.
They're coming with a blitz off the edge. Parson throws
There it
back to
is.
the other side. Knocked
There it
away. That is a great job of staying home, guarding your yard, protecting the backside by Chase Comiso.
And that's exactly what Napoleon tried to do. They tried to throw the old screen right back there, the throwback screen, and Defiance was not fooled by no means.
Sometimes you want to pin your ears back and you lose track of what else is happening on the field. Comiso did a great job of sniffing that out.
Yeah, definitely so. I got some good friends up to the lake that are listening and watching to us, and they are from Napoleon, Ohio, and they're texting me. They want me to say happy birthday to Jen Ice from Napoleon.
Jen, they're going to punt. This one actually a worm burner. Picked up, and now it becomes poison. Get out of the way, and best guess if you are the line judge. He's coming forward. Boy, is he ever out to the 20-yard line.
I still haven't figured that out in 34 years of coaching.
Jen, happy birthday. Next time you're in town, I'm sure Chris will say you can buy him a drink. We're going to take a quick time out. Back with more with a $1.54. Actually, we're going to keep it here. Defiance's offense is already on the field, and they're ready to go.
Big defensive series here for Napoleon. If they can hold Defiance back, they got another shot at it. Defiance has got to get back to their success from the first half. Running the ball, short passes.
They've only run 3 plays so far in the entire second half.
Let's just get back to the playbook here.
Win first or second down. Man in motion. Rhoda setting up near side. They're going to roll. Foster out far side. He's under a lot of duress. He underhands it, and it's picked up. No, incomplete. That was near disaster for Defiance. And Foster is slow, so Swideout, and he's the man who made the tackle, and he's cramping up. So Max Swidart is going to be stretched out again. Again, there's where the inexperienced sophomore just should probably be better served to throw that ball away 2 steps earlier.
Throw it away, live for another down.
Oh, my goodness.
Jack Foster's, his ability to elude, his ability to get outside the packet, unbelievable. But this is where you see a Patrick Mahomes. That's a Patrick Mahomes play. Hey, reel him back in. High school football. Let's live for another down. Throw it out of bounds.
You're outside the pocket there, so you're not going to get flagged for grounding.
Just throw it away.
There's where the game just maybe is moving a little fast for the young sophomore. And again, he's a tremendous talent.
Yeah. Great effort. And he wanted something to happen.
Sure.
I think he saw his receiver, but boy, Napoleon missed a huge opportunity right there for a turnover.
Well, as they stretch Swide out, let's take a timeout. $1.47 left to go third quarter. Defiance 9, Napoleon 2. You're watching DCTV Sports.
When a fire or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann. From sleek and sporty to rugged and reliable. Whatever your taste, whatever your need, Mark Motes Ford has it. Their lot is loaded with models waiting for you to test drive. No need to limit yourself to just one. From a convertible to a 4x4 with plenty of payload, Ford has covered as much ground as you plan to travel. From test drive to driving it off the lot.
Back at Napoleon, Swideout off the field under his own power. 2nd and 10 from the 20. We're just going to set up a quick wide receiver screen to the near side. And that's going to be a gain of maybe about 5 yards for Reed Rollison. He is the only receiver right now for Defiance to haul in a pass.
Smart play, simple play, just a simple stop route. It's a safe route.
Let's see, about 5. Well, I talked with Coach Rittenauer about that very thing, how you try to slow the game down, but how you also try and minimize the field. And he said, look, we have one hot receiver and then a check down. And I said, so in effect, are we talking basically a partial field read? And he said, that's exactly what it is. We don't need him to survey left to right. We don't need him to go through progressions. He's got one hot receiver and then a check down. And when he gets more comfortable, then we'll start going a little bit more intense.
Smart. Absolutely smart. He's young. He's never played this before. You're making it simple for him. Now, as the year goes on, hopefully he can progress into maybe one or two reads. That's what you would hope. But for week number 1, excellent game plan.
We got another Wildcat that was being stretched out on the near sideline. He's up and off the field. We now have a timeout as it's 3rd and 5 from the 25. And this is kind of baby bear's porridge a little bit. Is this a running down or a passing down?
For Defiance, I think they're having success, both ways. And I think they need to look for number 5 right here, maybe with a nice stop route again. We'll see what happens.
4th play of the drive, 3rd and 5 from their own 25. Under 2 minutes left to go, 3rd quarter. Foster rolling out far side. Pocket stays clean. They're going to fire back near side. A little bit of a screen, and it's complete to the tight end, Rhoda. Down the near side, out to the 30. Boy, that's going to be close, and it looks like he's going to be shy. Oh, yeah, he's going to – well, let's see. It looks like he's going to be shy by about a yard.
Good play by Defiance. Good execution as far as play design. Just needed another yard for that.
That is the first receiver other than Reed Rollison to haul in a pass tonight for the Bulldogs, but it's not quite enough.
Well, here we go. We got another punt.
Yep.
We'll see what happens.
Or do we? Yes, we do.
Yep.
All right, Rhoda coming back.
They made their switch personnel-wise.
And this looks like Kopenhofer back to return. Rhoda snaps on the money. And he gets away a low liner, but it's got a lot of English on it. They'll get away from it. Actually comes back, and nice job. One of the gunners getting downfield to, is that Owen Fry, number 15, trying to get a number on him. But making the stop at about the 44-yard line. Again, good field position for the Wildcats.
A couple good things. Defiance made their adjustment. They got all 7 people on the line of scrimmage. Napoleon, they didn't field it, but he was in position to field it, but it bounced backwards, so they caught a break, and you're absolutely right. A decent field position. See what they can do with it here.
First and 10 from their own 44-yard line. 41 and 6/10 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Ryman knee down at the 48.
Napoleon going back to just a simple trap play, 30-31 trap, and looks like they got 3 to 4 yards on it.
Give him 3.
It's a good first down play.
He's got 9 carries for 60 yards right now. Not bad for a power back, huh?
Tough 60 yards, that's for sure.
Although he's going to be asked to do more than just power back performance now the rest of this ball game.
Absolutely.
Man in motion. They're going to pitch it. Power sweep, and Kloppenhofer, boy, he's down very, very close. Kopenhofer, I should say. And it all depends on the spot. It looks like he might be just an eyelash short of the first down.
3rd and a yard, and just the old-fashioned toss sweep right there.
Yep.
With a couple blockers out in front. 4th quarter. What a game.
Defiance, 47.
We're going to take a quick timeout. They've got a fresh 12 minutes put up on the scoreboard clock. A defensive ball game. Defiance 9, Napoleon 2. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Back at Napoleon, 3rd and 1 from the Defiance 47. Under center, Lyman hit once and second effort. Now into the second level. It's a foot race to the end zone and a touchdown saving tackle inside the 15-yard line by Owen Fry.
Wow. Great effort by that young man. Just a simple fullback dive up the middle, and he was stopped. I don't know if he had the first down.
No.
He kept the legs turning and turning, found an opening, and down the sideline he went. We got a ball game here. We're on the 15-yard line for Napoleon. They got an opportunity to get a first down here.
I got him for a 37-yard gain on that play. Check that. Make it 32 as the line of scrimmage is the 15, not the 10. That was just brute strength, followed by great speed. What a combo by Blake Ryman.
And Defiance did a great job of bottling him up. They just got to get more people to the ball.
Boy, and he is having himself a night. 88 yards unofficially by my scorecard. This will be the 4th play of the drive. More importantly, Napoleon desperate for that equalizing touchdown. Trailing by a score of 9-2. Ball rests on the near hash. Parson under center. Fakes the pitch. There's the counter. Climbing hit, and this time going nowhere.
Yeah, definitely a counter play right there, and Defiance was not fooled at all.
Even Evan Fogel with the tackle. And what I like there, low level. Much like we were talking about Grohl, you're not going to tackle Ryman from the waist up. He hit him low and wrapped.
You know, the best part about that for Defiance is Napoleon is out of sync now. They don't want to be second down at 12. So now they got to think a little bit different. They got to score here.
Strong side to the right. Handing off, they're going to run to the left, and a flag being thrown, a service master flag. As Ryman.
It's going to be holding on Napoleon.
Boy, and he took a shot that time, too, looking down to see who made that stick, and that was Grady Duma.
2 miscues by Napoleon right now. It's really hurting them and just getting them out of sync. And Defiance is not moving on the counter. Defiance is just sitting. They were waiting on that. So Napoleon's going to have to be able to see that, maybe come back with some quick hitters or get outside to counter that. They're just sitting home right now.
From the 26-yard line.
Second, and we'll call it 21 from the 26. Still plenty of time left to go in this game. Just underway in the 4th quarter.
Definitely 4-down territory.
Napoleon going the wrong way. Defiance trying to come up with another stop. Parson rolling out far side. He's got room. Is he going to tuck it away and run? Reverses field. It's now drawing a play up in the dirt, and he's going to be dropped at the 29-yard line.
Great pursuit by Defiance. Great pursuit.
I believe that was Becker. Jackson Becker. And again, there is where your athleticism sometimes puts you in situations that make things much more difficult.
Yeah, definitely so. And, you know, I saw what he was seeing, but I think he might have been able to cut all the way back across the field because, once again, he had a line of blue jerseys. But, you know, he made the best of it. And 3rd down and long. The Defiance is looking good in this situation.
3rd and 23 from the 29.
Remember, this drive started on the 15-yard line.
Yep. Parson out of the pistol. Straight drop. Pocket's clean. Nobody's open. He'll take off. East-west. Hits one. Hit twice. And he falls forward to the 24-yard line. Here's what you've got to do in noticing against Blake Parsons. If you don't keep your head up and see what you're hitting, he's going to blow right by you. And that was 2 great jobs by Defiance defenders there to do just that.
And what made the play was, looked like they were in cover 4. They were just sitting back, keeping everything in front of them. Parsons made the decision to run. They came up into their proper lanes to force him back inside, and that was a real good defensive stand by Defiance. 4th down and long.
I don't know that anybody saw what I thought I saw off to the west, but I think storms are a-brewing. 4th and 20 from the 25. Strong side to the left. Snap is low. Parson in all kinds of trouble. Flushed out to the far side. Is he going to throw up a prayer? He's not getting anything off. All the way back to the 40, and down he goes at the 33-yard line. A loss of 12.
Great defensive stand by Defiance. Their backs were against the wall there in the 15-yard line. They kept pushing back. And here's the thing with Napoleon. There's a thing called the scramble drill. When the quarterback scrambles, if you are a short receiver, you go long. You're a long receiver, you go short. I was watching their receivers. They didn't do anything. They just stood there. So they're going to have to be able to work that into their practice, the scramble drill. Give credit to Defiance to making them do the scramble. Great secondary coverage.
Just like you said, we were always taught to simplify things as receivers. Reverse your route.
Yeah, that's it.
Come back
go
to the
long,
ball.
long, go short. Yep.
Instead, Parsons has to eat the football.
That might be the series of the game right there.
Could very well be. We'll wait and see. Defiance really would love at least a couple first downs here to chew up some clock. Low snap, handoff, straight up the gut to Nort. Not much there.
Nope. Good defensive stance there by Napoleon. Maybe a yard.
More importantly, though, the clock keeps ticking if you're Defiance.
Yep.
And now we're going to have a timeout, an official's timeout. And we've got a Bulldog down.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a cramp or not.
Brought down by Simon Durham.
Oh, boy. And this doesn't look like a cramp. This looks like an injury.
Yep.
There's a timeout for
Well, now I stand corrected. He's rolled over on his back. So we'll wait and see. We will not speculate. Instead, we will take a timeout. 8.5 minutes left to go in this ball game. Defiance 9, Napoleon 2. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com.
Back at Napoleon, it was Nort who was cramping up. We're back. The clock is running. And now it's not. Just a quick out. And Foster led his man just a little too much. On 2nd and 9, if they complete that, they pick up about 5 yards. But again, the timing's just not quite there.
Good play design. It's short. It's an easy read. The best part about it is Defiance is either going to catch it or you're going to throw it out of bounds. So you don't have a chance of an interception. Smart, simple play for Defiance. And you know what? They still got time on their hands. They still got the lead. I think that that was a smart play, and it's 3rd down and 9 for the Bulldogs.
I'm not going to mention what I just saw to the west of us here. They are playing on. 8:14 left to go in the ball game. 3rd and 9. Foster straight drop. Pockets clean. Double clutches. Fires underneath. It was a little hot. And that was tough for Rhoda to haul in about 6 yards away. He falls forward for a very short gain, but it will be well shy of the first down marker.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Mr. Foster there. He had some muster on that ball. He stood in there tall, and he put quite a bit on that. That was a good job.
Pickup of 3.
Brings up 4th down.
But that will bring on Rhoda to punt.
7-yard marker.
Clock continues to run. It'll be well under 7.5 minutes by the time Napoleon gets the football back. It has been a defensive ball game. Snaps a little low. Oh, this is an absolute monster. Far boundary. Bounces inside the 25 and will be down at the 22-yard line. Marcelo Rhoda. Tell you what, if it weren't for a 94-yard touchdown pass, we could be looking at Marcelo Rhoda as the player of the game.
Absolutely.
What a punt.
Yep. You know, in Napoleon, they got to learn from this. They know he's a good punter. Back up a little bit. Give your chance. Give an opportunity for you to catch it and get something. I think that is critical because they're not getting anything out of their special teams now. Field the ball and try to get something, and maybe something good will happen.
1st and 10 from their own 23. They have time.
Oh, yeah, plenty of time.
But given their style of offense, they're going to need every second of it.
And they're going to have to play clean. No more penalties.
So here we go.
No more miscues.
Parson under center, which is far more than he's probably used to. Handoff goes to Ryman. He's hit once. Stays on his feet.
Okay.
Man, he is just a bulldozer.
Yep. So Defiance is shifting gears a little bit here. They locked up man, and they're putting 8 guys in the box. For one reason,
yep,
he did that on his own. Tremendous play. It was an ISO keep. He kept it around the end, but after he crossed the line of scrimmage, that was some athletic ability on that young man.
65 yards on the carry, and now the Wildcats in business inside the Stambaugh Jewelers red zone, looking for the equalizer with 6:18 left to go in the game.
Let's see if Napoleon can capitalize. When they got down here before, they went in the wrong direction. Let's see if they can stay on track. Positive yards.
Parsons having to do most of the chores himself. It's going to be a design keeper. Straight up the gut, inside the 5 and down to the 2-yard line.
I think Napoleon has found what they were looking for. Defiance needs to put all their focus on stopping number 3 out there. Just a simple quarterback ISO up the middle. Great job of the offensive line of Napoleon getting to second level. He wasn't touched until about 7 or 8 yards.
Second down and 2.
Second
at the Defiance 3-yard line.
and 2.
This is huge.
From the Defiance 3.
If they can get a first down, that gives them 4 downs from about the 2-yard line to score.
Coming up on 5.5 left to go in the ball game. Down by 7. Parsons under center. Handoff. It's a sweep near side. Lowering the shoulder.
Down to about the 1.
Not in, but they may have just picked up a first down.
First down and goal from about the 1.
That was Swidehart on the end around, and now you've got 4 snaps of the football.
Yeah. And I would hope that we see under center and then just straight ahead. Let's not go east and west. You win the game north and south here. Let's see if Napoleon will do that. That's what Defiance has to defend here. They should have all the gaps inside filled with their big boys. So here we go, battle the trenches.
Well, with Grohl out, this is where you would have loved to have run kind of an ISO, but instead it's going to be Ryman lone back.
Yep, there it is.
Young man powers his way. Ooh. Don't have a signal yet.
Wow.
And he's not in.
Wow.
Down at the 1, no gain.
I thought he was in. Nice simple power play. They pulled the backside guard up in the hole. There was a hole there, but Defiance, they closed it quickly. Second down in what, 6 inches?
You run the same play again?
Sure, why not?
I mean, this is where you ask your guards to move some bodies.
Yep. And you're exactly right. They don't have that lead back here to help. So they're going to have to rely on a pull and guard up into the hole.
Boy, Ryman is very tight. Look at those splits. It's going to be a quarterback keeper.
I think he's in.
He's in. We get the signal from the near judge.
Good call.
Their first touchdown of the game, their first touchdown of the season. It comes late, but better late than never for Napoleon.
Hey, here we go, though.
Are they going for 2?
What are we going to do? What are we going to do? They're going for 1. We're going for 1. We know that the special teams for both Defiance and Napoleon, they've been suspect tonight at times. So we'll see if Napoleon can execute a snap, a hold, and a kick, and then obviously put it through to tie this up.
Well, this will be Swidehart attempting the extra point.
This could be the difference in the
game.
game.
Down. It's a fire goal. It's Bobble, and he's down at the 11-yard line.
What'd I say? Yep. The snap was wobbly. It was definitely able to handle it. They couldn't get it down, and obviously no kick attempt. Special teams, once again, special teams.
Wow. 9-8, 4:08 left to go in the ball game. After the West Banco touchdown, the point after the snap is bobbled. It was a fire call, and Napoleon turned away, still trailing by a point. We'll take a quick timeout. Defiance needs, a couple first downs?
Yep.
And they can milk this one out. Don't you go anywhere. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Discover top quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
It was a 1-point ball game. Napoleon, an overtime winner on this very field 2 seasons ago. Last year, over at Fred Brown Stadium, a 2-point conversion late made for a 1-point win for Defiance. Now on the road with 4:08 left to go in this ball game. The 104th meeting between these two schools, the battle for the River Rock, and guess what separates them? 1 point. Defiance 9, Napoleon 8. High but very short kick, and this may go out of bounds. It will, and we'll have a flag. And that's probably about the best thing that could have happened for the Bulldogs.
Yeah. Early in the week, we talked about keys to the game, and I put down you got to win special teams, and right now, Defiance is winning in a big way. Definitely so. Could be the difference in the game.
Right now, if you're Napoleon, both teams have a full set of timeouts. How sagacious are you with your timeouts here?
I think you got to be very conscious. You got to be ready to call them. Let's see what happens on first down.
Yeah.
If Napoleon can, hold them to a yard or two.
I believe we had a penalty after the ball went out of bounds. So this will be marched off, but finish your thought there, Coach.
If Napoleon can hold them, to, a yard or two, I would just let it run. But if it's a big play, 7 or 8 yards.
Got to stop the clock.
Yep. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see what Swear's thinking is.
Game on the line. Every snap of the football, crucial. Foster out of the pistol, flanked by a running back on both sides. They're coming downhill. This is going to be Nort. Yep. Left side and not much, if anything.
Yep. Defiance went to 2-back set out of the gun, just ran a simple isolation play, and Napoleon was waiting on it. And a smart play. And, something right now, too, if you're Defiance and you're the coaching staff, you're saying, cover the ball.
They call it double skin.
Yep. And if you're Napoleon staff, strip the ball right now. Just some fundamentals to just good old high school football right here.
Well, now, clock is running, and now the snap clock started up. And Foster, just a sophomore, but it looks like they're telling him to milk every second possible.
Absolutely. Might be waiting for that back, Judge, to see if the hands go up.
Twins to the near side, twins to the far side. 6 seconds.
There it is. Hands are up and goes on 5.
2-step drop. He's going to fire deep down the far sideline. Rollison's there. Got it! Inside the 30. Inside the 25. He's been a big play man all night, and he comes up with another here.
Wow. It's the same exact play that they scored on in the first half. Same exact defender on that side. Defiance is going to their people right here.
39 yards on the completion.
Play is good for Defiance. First down. First and 10 Defiance.
Wow. Talk about a little riverboat gambler by Coach Ritt and his assistants.
Yep, great call right there. Hey, why not? Just throw it up.
Well, we've talked about how tight the corners coverage has been for Napoleon tonight.
Yep.
But you've got no help on the backside if you lose a step or two.
No, definitely not. And they've went to the boundary on both of those plays. So they're seeing something.
Well, out of 10 attempts, I've got Foster for 8 completions and 161 yards. And now it's just ground and pound.
Yep, that's what you're going to see right now. You might not see the ball in the air anymore tonight from Defiance.
Why would you need to?
Nope.
And now if you're Napoleon, you got to start thinking about burning timeouts.
And
they just do.
Yep, good call.
Well, we will have our Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center post-game. We also have a new feature this season, Jacob's Meats and Barbecue Player of the Game, and you and I are going to have a talk about it because it's basically been a two-man show here through the air. So who's more important, your distributor or your receiver?
Right now it's 50-50, man. It's 50-50. I mean, I hate to say it, but
I think they should split it, right?
I think they should split this. Yeah, because those two have they've made the big plays for Defiance, the touchdown, the big play right there. And, it does so much. It shifts the field. It takes momentum away from Napoleon. So many things happened on that one play that was good for Defiance.
Well, everybody trying to catch their breath. But right now, if you're Defiance, I don't want to say how conservative is too conservative. You're 1 yard away from the red zone, the Stambaugh Jewelers red zone, mind you. You can be thinking score here, too, can't you?
You definitely are. I mean, you're going to go back to your base running plays right here. What has been working the best for us? And all you're going to do is just run them over and over, and we'll see what happens.
2nd down and 8 from the 22.
That's exactly what
Camaso, nothing doing in the A gap. He tries to turn the far corner, and he's going to be dropped for a loss of at least 1, maybe 2.
It's okay. It's okay. Just a simple isolation play. Yeah, Napoleon is there, but Defiance is doing what they do best right now.
And Napoleon's going to burn their second timeout with 2:13 left to go in the contest.
That's smart on Napoleon's part here.
Where are they officially spotting the line of scrimmage? If he was at the 22 before and he lost a couple, that should be the 24?
Yep.
They're going to say the 23. They're going to spot it at the 23, so a loss of 1.
Defiance coaches, they're just saying protect the ball, protect the ball, stay low. Let's try to get positive yards. Napoleon. Then ER talks, swarm to the ball, strip it, see what happens.
And again, speaking of Napoleon, I'm looking at Hayden Grohl standing on the sidelines. He's now out of pads and on crutches. The season opener, he had such a spectacular year last year, rushing for over 1,600 yards. Our best wishes to that young man. Hopefully it's nothing serious.
Hate to see that, and hopefully it's nothing serious. He can be back in a short amount of time.
3rd and 9 from the 23. Clearly, you're going to call this 4-down territory. So what do you got that gets you at least close, if not picks it all up?
Maybe a counter play right now because
Napoleon's
flowing really hard. Maybe just a simple counter play. I would not put the ball in the air.
No.
Just simple counter play or just go back to the ISO.
Low snap, handoff. Boy, the mesh point almost had passed at that point. That was a really fine job, and I believe that was Camaso. Nope, that was Nort that made the carry.
And that's exactly what it was. It was a counter play.
So he gets back to the 19. So a pickup of what, about 4, maybe 5?
5 yards. 5 yards. 4th down.
Another timeout being burned.
Last one for Napoleon. I believe they are done.
Yep, they are done with 2:06 left to go, and here you are.
Got to get a stop.
4th down, and it's not 9. It is what, about 5?
5 yards. Yep.
5 yards is what Defiance needs, and they can start taking a knee.
Game's over. 1st down, game's over. Napoleon stops them. Here we go. Got 2 minutes left.
All right, I don't want to say, again, how conservative is too conservative, how cute is too cute, but do you have something up your sleeve that might just get somebody to bite?
Every team does. I'm sure they practiced it, but in this situation, don't be cute. You got a lot of things going for you. Field position, number 1. 2, the clock. 3, the score. So just keep it simple. See what we can get. Defense has been playing well. But they're going
They're
no
spreading
back.
it out.
They're going
absolutely
no back.
Spread.
No back. Let's see if they run the quarterback. A lot of times they run the quarterback draw.
Quarterback draw, or I'm thinking, I won't say what I've been thinking, what I've been seeing. I don't want to tip any hand on the air.
Spread them out.
Foster, they're blitzing. He's looking left. fires far corner and off the fingertips of his intended receiver.
Wait.
I believe that was Rollison.
Yeah, here's the thing, too. If he would have caught it, it still wouldn't have been a first down. So on that, you got to get 2 yards beyond the first marker, come back a yard, catch it, and you got the first down.
So as it stands,
here we go. 2 minutes.
There is still hope for Napoleon, but they're going to have to go 81 yards in less than 2 minutes and 3 seconds, and they are out of timeouts.
Yep. You practice this. I'm sure it's on their wristbands. So we'll see what they can do. I would assume they're going to be in the spread. All it takes is just one play here to get good field position.
Parsons rolling out near side. Slings it sidearm off the fingertips of his intended receiver. Incomplete. Zach Barton.
Good design play. If he catches it, it goes out of bounds, and we only lost 6 seconds, 5 seconds.
Intended for number 7, Barton.
Again, this is a situation that Napoleon's offense just isn't situated for.
No.
And maybe a season or two ago when you had a D1 stud in your backfield or out wide, you could have drawn something up in the dirt, but not to this season. Parsons straight drop. Slings it into the flat. It is complete. Kopenhofer's got it, but he cannot get out of it. Ooh, got to be careful. Extra contact, no flag being thrown.
Got to be smart. Defiance is playing just a cover 4 shell, keeping everything in front of them. Napoleon's going, hurry up. They got to look to get a first down, too.
Just a gain of 2. It's 3rd and 8. Parsons, pocket clean. Oh, he's got a ton of room up the middle. Caught from behind. Becker almost made the shoestring tackle, but it was enough to slow him down and wait for the rest of the cavalry to arrive, as that looked like Evan Davis finishing him off from behind.
4th down here. This is the ball game. Let's see what Defiance can do. They're staying with cover 4.
Game on the line. Parsons straight drop. He needs 7. Tap dancing. Flushed out of the pocket. Looking downfield.
Game
hit!
over.
There it
Game
is!
over.
Down at the 14-yard line.
No flags. Victory formation for Defiance.
Wow. And who says defense can't be fun?
Yeah. Great effort by both teams tonight, that's for sure.
And now we've got a couple players down, one for Napoleon, one for Defiance. One looks to maybe just have the wind knocked out of him, and the other just the dejection of coming up a little bit short.
Yeah, definitely so.
And they are working over the Defiance player who is flat on his back right now. He's moving, they're talking to him. What we're going to do is take a quick timeout, and we will be back with the final 58 and 4/10 seconds of this game. Defiance 9, Napoleon 8. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Sherwood State Bank, your community bank with locations in Sherwood, Defiance, Fayette, and Archbold. Sherwood State Bank, your community bank since 1945. Online at sherwood.bank.
Now we welcome you back to Napoleon and Buckenmeyer Stadium. Defiance gets the stop on 4th down. They will take over at the Napoleon 17 victory formation, and they will just take a knee.
Victory formation. Kudos to both teams.
Yep.
Both teams fought hard, and I think it comes down to, one word, miscues. A little more for Napoleon, but kudos to both teams on week number 1.
One more snap of the football, and, well, is that clock darn even with the snap clock?
Yeah, it's pretty close. Yeah, it's pretty close.
Just to be safe, victory formation, snap it. Well, now the snap clock has stopped. The scoreboard clock continues 22-21, and now it's official. What a defensive ball game. 9-8, your final score. And Defiance will keep the River Rock in their trophy case for one more season, and with it, claim bragging rights for the next year as well.
Well-deserved win.
We'll take a quick timeout. Back with your Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame right after this. Okay, I'm going to run to my car right now.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center, Stadium Drive in Defiance, and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com. Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
From sleek and sporty to rugged and reliable. Whatever your taste, whatever your need, Mark Moats Ford has it. Their lot is loaded with models waiting for you to test drive. No need to limit yourself to just one. From a convertible to a 4x4 with plenty of payload, Ford has covered as much ground as you plan to travel. From test drive to driving it off the lot. Come see what makes the difference. Mark Moats Ford, where the extras are standard.
Back here at Napoleon High School, we have the post-game celebration for the Defiance Bulldogs. Hard-fought win for them, well-deserved win, and Napoleon has nothing to hang their hats about. A quick shout-out, though, to the Defiance volleyball team tomorrow, and my daughter, Chriselle Dales, as a varsity assistant coach, taking on the Wildcats. And Coach Keys, and hopefully they can come away with another victory for the Bulldogs. But hard-fought win tonight. Both teams have nothing to be ashamed about. Both teams will go back and watch film tomorrow and next week and try to get things corrected, the things that they didn't do so well, and the things that they did well they'll build upon. But Defiance is holding up the rock down there right now, and well-deserved win for them. I'm sure that Coach Schwery is telling his kids to keep your heads up, don't hang your heads. Comes down to one play, here or there that we can do better, and the outcome might be different. But definitely nothing to hang their heads about. Hard-fought win hard-fought game for the Napoleon Wildcats, and nothing to be ashamed about. And kudos to the Defiance, their coaching staff, and their kids, and boy, they kept playing all night long, and I tell you what, great chemistry between the quarterback tonight of Kelby Parsons, and of course the wide receiver tonight that did an excellent job. Reed Rollinson made some big catches for Defiance Bulldogs that took them out of a jam, and really proud of how they hung in there tonight and fought really hard. Sure, break's fine. I thought we were on a break.
Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center, personalized service, and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center, Stadium Drive in Defiance, and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com.
Back here live at Napoleon High School. What a tremendous high school football game on week number 1. Defiance Bulldogs pull off a 1-point win over the Napoleon Wildcats. And in breaking down the game, I think that one thing that really stands out is special teams. I think both teams are going to spend a lot of time next week trying to work on this, solidify some things. And, people take for granted, special teams. You have to spend a lot of times just simply working on the snaps and the holds and the kicks. You got to make sure that you take time and put that into your practice schedule and you practice that. Along with that, with the punt snap, getting it back to the punter. These are critical things that, once again, people take for granted that you have to take time in practice, and I'm sure that both coaches are going to be spending a lot of time next week trying to solidify that, work on that, and becoming more consistent. And Mr. Brent Balbanalth is now back with us.
If you make that F a T at the end of my name, I won't throw a flag on you.
That's tough with those two B's, back to back. I'm sure that's not happened not only one time, but many times.
I thought you were going to say with your dentures that was tough, but we won't go there. I won't let the cat out of the bag. Well, I tell you what, unless you have a serious objection, I think we have a pair of players of the game tonight.
No. You're 100% correct.
Again, how about basically spit shining the young sophomore, Jack Foster. And for his first varsity start, how about this, though? Reed Rollison, also a sophomore, and first varsity start. All but 2 receptions out of the 9 completions for Jack Foster went to Reed Rollison. I had him for 9 for 11 for 171 yards and a touchdown. All but 7 of those yards went to Reed Rollison. If we are seeing anything close to what this tandem can be over the next 2 seasons, the WBL better watch out.
Yeah, definitely. Both of them executed at a very high level. Both of them are on the same page with each other, and that's important. Mr. Foster's going to have to maybe start looking at some other receivers at certain times. But you know what? Tonight is tonight, and tonight those 2 guys got it done. They hooked up, and without a doubt, they are deserving of players of the game. And, 2 huge plays, 1 for a touchdown, 1 to solidify the game. Both of them. Great execution, and I really like their chemistry together.
So our players of the game, brought to you by our new sponsor this season, Jacob's Meats and Barbecue. Anything you want for a tailgate, for a party, basically for just a nice night where you don't have to worry about doing too much at home, but still want some quality grub. They have over 30 different flavors of bratwursts. I know I'm going to have either Jacob or Mike cut me a couple of baseball steaks next week, and hopefully we will celebrate next week with that too. We'll check and see if Josh can maybe get the coach and those 2 guys to come up and join us. We'll make the presentation official, but right now they're basking in the glow of a 9-8 win. The River Rock stays in Defiance for another season. We're back with more of the Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show right after this. Are we going down to them, or can they come up to us? Jalen, can you? Then we got to bring them up.
From sleek and sporty to rugged and reliable, whatever your taste, whatever your need, Mark Motes Ford has it. Their lot is loaded with models waiting for you to test drive. No need to limit yourself to just one. From a convertible to a 4x4 with plenty of payload, Ford has covered as much ground as you plan to travel. From test drive to driving it off the lot, come see what makes the difference. Mark Motes Ford, where the extras are
affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State. Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
When a fire or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
If you are ready for a bank with deep local roots, a true community approach, and even a name that's never been changed, say hello to Citizens National Bank. We're proud to provide our neighbors with personal and business banking solutions, along with trusted stability established over more than 100 years. So while other banks may come and go, we'll still be here. Stop by and see what you've been missing. Citizens National Bank. Relationships built on deep local roots since 1920.
Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com.
Welcome back to Napoleon High School. Right now, we are trying to get some of the Defiance players up here to talk with us, in particular, the sophomore quarterback, Mr. Foster, and his excellent wide receiver, Mr. Rollins. I think they'll be on their way up here shortly to give us a post-game interview. So we'll be back shortly.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
If you are ready for a bank with deep local roots, a true community approach, and even a name that's never been changed, say hello to Citizens National Bank. We're proud to provide our neighbors with personal and business banking solutions, along with trusted stability established over more than 100 years. So while other banks may come and go, we'll still be here. Stop by and see what you've been missing. Citizens National Bank.
When a fire or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
We welcome you back to Napoleon. I've done my run in the stairs, and I wasn't even being disciplined. But instead, we had to grab a pair of players of the game. Coach, I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to catch my breath. We're going to start with Mr. Foster, Mr. Rollison. On the other side, I had you for 9 for 11 for 171 yards. Of course, the big blow, the 94-yard touchdowner just before the end of the first half. But you had a favorite here this afternoon or this evening. Just talk about your chemistry. Talk about what was going through your mind. This is your first varsity start as a sophomore. How did you stay composed?
Well, we've been grinding all summer, and Coach Ritt's been really stressing do your job, and I think all of us did our job tonight. And I know when we need a big play on third down that I can trust Reed. I mean, we've been throwing the ball together in the backyard since we were like in third grade, and I can trust him no matter what. And I seen him one-on-one out there, and I knew it was game time, and I put it out, and he went and made a play.
You want to talk about that team chemistry, especially the chemistry between the quarterback and the receiver, how important that is, and what you exactly were seeing out there. I know that you really took advantage of number 2 for Napoleon. They were playing a little bit off, and just talk about the chemistry that you guys have and how that has, brought it together tonight for a big, huge win for you guys.
Yeah, the chemistry's always been there. I mean, our whole team has chemistry. We lost a lot of seniors last year, and a lot of question marks were had about Defiance football, but during the summer we had team meals. We would all hang out, go swimming together, and I think it just brought us closer together throughout and helped us with this win tonight. And Reed, some people might not agree with this, but if number 5's on the field, I think he's the best athlete on the field, and he can do it all. He can catch a ball, block, tackle, do it all.
Walk us through your pre-snap and then your post-snap reads. I know in talking with Coach Ritt earlier this week, he said they tried to really simplify things for you. Basically one hot receiver and then a check down. He didn't want you to have to spread your gaze over the entire field. He wanted to basically give you a partial field read. Yeah. Did that help with your timing?
Yeah, that helped a lot. I mean, pre-snap, I was noticing the corners kept walking back and just giving us that 5-yard give, and our coaches like to call the stops, the outs, whatever, and I was just taking advantage and getting the ball to my receivers as soon as I could, right when I snapped, and just throw it right away, and it turned out good. We were getting 5 yards of throw, and then of course the deep balls. I mean, we spread Reed out to the wide side and just took advantage of that, and it felt good.
Pocket stayed pretty clean for you too. You didn't really have to move a whole lot, did you?
Nah, credit to those guys up front. I mean, they put in the work, man. They've been grinding all summer in the weight room, out of the weight room, everything. They know their stuff. They know exactly what they're doing. They know what they're going to do pre-snap, and they grind it out for us up front.
Congratulations to you, 1-0. We're not going to take a break. We're just going to let basically the headphones get handed off here. We're going to move Reed Rollison into the spotlight. Go ahead and ditch those. Now don't you go anywhere because we've got a presentation. As soon as I want to give him a nickname, but after one game, well, you can't give yourself a nickname. Now you know that, right?
Yeah.
I got one in mind, but I want to see at least 2 games out of you before I go ahead and mention it on the air what I'm thinking. Is that a fair deal?
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, let's start. I'm going to ask the same question here. You're both sophomores.
Yep.
You're both basically new at this. First varsity starts, but the chemistry tonight looked awfully good. Mm-hmm. Did you see that coming? Talk about basically leading up to this one, basically practice. A couple months of really solid practice made it look like you guys hit the ground running.
I mean, me and him, we're connected all the time. I mean, we hang out 24/7. We're always with each other. We're always throwing the ball together after practice, before practice, 6 o'clock before 2-a-days start. We're on the field throwing no matter what. It's me and him versus everybody.
Reed, you want to talk about the progression of a receiver and what you do day in and day out. I was a head coach for a lot of years, and a lot of times people think that, receivers don't work hard. Mm-hmm. But if I know Coach Ritt, there's 2 things that you're working on. Number 1 is your routes, and number 2 is your blocking.
That is certainly right. Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, you're certainly right.
I wonder where he might have learned that from. but those 2 things are so important. Yeah. Catching the ball, that's the easy part. Yeah. But just talk to us about how important it is for good routes and talking about doing the dirty stuff, and that's blocking.
Yep. Blocking, I mean, our coaches stress it all the time. No block, no rock. Shout out to Coach Rock. No block, no rock. We don't block, we don't get the rock. So it's our job to block our butts off no matter what. Not what play it is. If we run 7 straight run plays, our goal is to block the dude right in the dirt.
Absolutely.
Every single time.
All right, talk a little bit about breaking down or setting up your defender tonight, because there were a couple of times where it looked like maybe you extended the stem a little bit, and they played tight.
Yep.
Then they back off. They didn't give you the same look quite a bit. Let's start with the touchdown catch, though.
Yeah.
Break down that play pre-snap and then post-snap.
I mean, Coach called it. I'm ready for it. He's ready for it. I see it in the air. I go get it. It's a touchdown. I'm always ready for the moment. I've been waiting for this for my entire life, and I've always.
I asked Coach Ritt off the air earlier this week. I said, okay, I was a possession receiver. If it was 3rd and 5, I was running a 6-yard route.
Yep.
And I was always told, that's a big play. You move the chains, that's a big play.
Yep.
I asked, do you have a guy that can take the top off the coverage? And he said, you.
Yeah.
But you got a lot of yards after the catch tonight, too.
Yeah.
How do you define your style? Are you a deep guy? Are you a possession guy? Are you whatever it takes?
I'm an everything guy. I want to shout out to my trainer, Jordan Burdew. He's amazing. I train with him every single week, no matter what, 3 times, 2 times a week. On Sundays, I'm coming up here all the time. I'm always working, I'm always grinding, and I'm always grinding just to put my team in the best position I can to win football games.
Well, you got it done tonight. You and I were talking about it on the way up. 3 straight seasons, 3 straight 1-point wins.
Doesn't matter.
They don't ask you how. They just ask you how many. And these guys are 1-0 to start the season. We could have flipped a coin, but we didn't think it was fair. So both of you step right in the middle. You are our first Jacobs Meats and Barbecue players of the game. You have to promise me you will split that down the middle. Can you do that? Steaks, hamburgers, brats, whatever it is, you just let us know what you grill.
I'm just kidding.
We'll let them arm wrestle for it off the air. We're going to take a quick time out. We are back with more right after this. You're watching DCTV.
Congratulations.
Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com.
We welcome you back to Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center post-game show. We're about to put a wrap on it. We just had our players of the game. Look, I don't know. We could have picked anything. If it weren't for 2 plays, Coach Ritt, we were looking at the punter as potentially being the player of the game. I mean, you had everybody contribute in some way, shape, or fashion tonight. It ends up being a 9-8 win. We were joking about it, but I was also serious. They don't ask you how. They just ask you how many, and you guys found a way to get it done tonight.
Yeah, I thought our kids battled hard. I thought they had great energy. When you got a young team, you're always worried about the sudden changes and the way the ball bounces. And I thought I don't think we could have played a worse third quarter. A lot of good my halftime talk did. But I thought they battled through. And, the one thing you can control is your attitude and you can control your energy. And I thought our young guys got after it pretty well. And then they stayed balanced. And, you're going to have to with a young team like that. They're going to have to make some plays, and I don't care who it is, as long as they're making plays out there. And I really thought our seniors did a great job of bringing those guys along with them. And that's hard to do. You ask an 18-year-old kid to start leading his peers. That's hard to do. And I thought they did a great job. And I also thought the younger guys, before you lead, you got to learn how to follow. And I thought they followed those seniors. And you guys have been enough of them. Coach Dales is coaching enough. I don't care if it's 1 point or 100. A victory in the Napoleon Defiance game.
Absolutely.
It's a great feeling.
Coach, we talk about the three phases, offense, defense. Defense wins championships and offense does all the fancy stuff. We need to spend some time and you need to talk about special teams. I know you spend time on specialty groups. I know you spend time during the week. You need to tell people how important it is doing those specialty groups and getting on that snapper, getting on that hunter, getting on that holder, and realizing this is just as important as blocking and tackling. Just take us through that.
So, believe it or not, all day. So after we got done with our scrimmage Thursday, we approached Friday like Monday. So Saturday then, Friday was our Saturday. Saturday was our Monday. Had a free day, and we actually went over all the special teams. We tackled, hit the sled, tackled, blocked, hit the dummies. Coach Brugler had the offensive line, and then we went through all of our special teams. Just like it was, we hit it on Monday. We do all the offensive special teams. Tuesday, we did the defensive special teams. And Wednesday, we did all the special teams again. And I know, like I said, we've got Reed that's his second bad snap I've seen all season. And it's not lost. Coaching at Defiance, playing at Defiance, it was special teams. It's a third phase, and we were fortunate today. We got to get that punt fixed. We had some subs going in out there, and even though you sub them, right now, until they get out under the lights, their eyes get big. And but I thought, like I said, we responded, but we've got to fix that. I know Coach Dales is already looking at the tape already, and I know I'm going to be looking at the tape, and you're going, oh, my God, we got so lucky there. But, sometimes it takes that, and we'll take a luck, but we've got to get a lot of stuff fixed if we want to be in this position next Friday.
Well, you always hear, and I don't think it's maybe partially coach speak, but there's a lot of truth to it. The most improvement a team makes is from week 1 to week 2. Like you said, you're going to basically bear down, get some stuff done, but you got an open microphone now. It's the home opener next week. Great following here tonight, but you want to see that crowd next week as well.
Oh yeah, but the reason I think most teams improve is you don't know really what you have until that first week, because you hold stuff back in scrimmages, and now you're opening up everything, and now we're going to be able to show guys on tape why it's important that you cut that guy off instead of letting them go through, and there's going to be a lot of teach tape. I know Shane's going to get on, and I know on defense, you can tackle all you want, but until you try to live tackle, we've got to do a better job of running our feet and putting our foot in the hoop, and then like the penalties, we've got to cut. The penalties killed us. It just kills us, and we've got to get better at that, and we will. But once you show it on tape, now you can sit there and say, okay, this is why. We have to do all these small stuff, and coaching, it's all the small things. Everybody thinks it's the big things on Friday nights, but it's like Coach Dale said, it's that offensive lineman taking that step and getting his hand placement and making sure we hold that, or the receiver running the correct route and drawing that safety over, and it's good. Once you get it on tape, kids can learn from it, and it's always good. It's a lot easier to teach with a victory than it is with a defeat.
Well, you know what they'll call you tonight, right?
Oh, probably a lot of things.
Winner. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Coach.
Thank you.
Looking forward to next week.
Thanks, Coach.
We're going to take a quick timeout. We're back to put a blue and gold bow on our postgame. Don't you go anywhere. You're watching DCTV Sports. Coach Ritt just cannot get enough FaceTime. With a mug like that, his agent is going to be calling. My phone was blowing up. He said you need at least 5 FaceTimes every game. So we've gotten him at least that and then some. But I tell you what, we were joking with him. You and I were talking about it, though. They don't ask you how. They just ask you how many.
Right.
And right now, they're 1-0, and they'll get after what needs to be fixed next week. They'll also hone up what worked tonight. There's a lot of season left to be played.
Yeah, definitely. And there's so many things that you're going to take from week number 1, good and bad. And the best part, and you've already said it, okay, the best part about high school football is making that progress from week 1 to week 2. And Defiance did a lot of good things. You know, we talk about miscues. Without a doubt, the check marks were lesser on the Defiance side, the Napoleon side, and that was definitely the difference in the game.
Well, and what we also hope for, too, in defeat, Napoleon has a class coaching staff, a class team, and we certainly wish the best for Hayden Grohl, and hopefully his injury is not serious.
Most definitely.
As it stands, 1-0 for Defiance. Next week, they are home. We will be on the air with our pregame at 6:30 as the Bulldogs. This is the only non-conference game of the season. Everything else, in effect, is now for a conference championship.
Absolutely.
We thank our entire staff for our inaugural broadcast. We were brushing off some rust as well, but everybody doing more than yeoman's work here this evening. A big thank you going out to all of our underwriters, our sponsors, for helping make the broadcast a possibility. Folks, if you enjoy our coverage, please do us and them a huge favor and patronize those businesses. Walk through their doors. Let them know how much you appreciate their helping support us in what we do in covering local high school athletics. Big thank you going out to you, the fan, for tuning in. For Chris Dales, our entire DCTV crew, I'm Brent Balbinot saying thanks for joining us. Final score, Defiance 9, Napoleon 8. The River Rock stays in the trophy case in Defiance.
Where it belongs.
Along with bragging rights for another season. Our next broadcast, next Friday night, 6:30, our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame as the Bulldogs welcome Ottawa Glandorf. Have yourselves a great and enjoyable weekend. You've been watching a presentation of DCTV Sports.